Why hello, and welcome to another episode of the Dorky Tales. I am your Dungeon Master Kelly, and we are here tonight a little later than usual because, hey, it was Black Friday. Traffic was, what's the thing above Nightmare mode? Oh, it was Dante Must Die mode, if I remember correctly. And it was really bad. I almost got like sideswiped like 4 times just on the way driving Christine home. So that was fun. How are you? Game is now 15% off tonight because it's Black Friday. We don't have time. I think it's a good joke. I'm sorry. I think it's a good joke, and I will die on this hill. It's my hill.
You will.
I will. I'm fine dying here. It's all good. Anyway, hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Dork Tales. I am your Dungeon Master Kelly. I use he and him, and I'm happy to be here tonight because we're finally starting game after an extended delay caused by traffic. Yay! Because we can't afford a studio. Yet.
Not yay.
Soon.
Patreon.com/DorkTales. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to pass this along, and we are going to get into game and do some running and some fighting and some fighting and some running. Let us start with Caitlin, for no reason.
Hello! I had a feeling it might be me first, for no reason at all.
Why would it be? Why would it be?
I have no
first?
idea. No idea.
You're looking old today.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'm feeling a little bit old today.
Thanks for being here tonight.
Nice.
Thanks for that.
And very handsome, if I may say so.
Thank you. Yes, I do my best.
You do well.
My name is Caitlin. I use she/her pronouns, and tonight I will be playing Talfrin Pridery, our human barbarian of wild magic, and I'm so excited to be here tonight.
Yay! All right, let's pass it over to Robin.
Hello, everyone. I am Robin. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and tonight I am playing Ivy, our tiefling blood hunter order of the mutant, who has some parental issues and is probably not actually a real tiefling. It's fine.
If you got the horns, you count.
True. Actually, I'm like super tiefling because I have horns and wings and everything now.
Oh yeah, you have flying speed.
I do have flying speed.
Nice. Good for you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You've come a long way.
I have.
All right. Hello, Kat.
Hey everybody, my name is Katrina. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I am playing our incredibly mentally stable
We're going with
artificer.
that, are we? We're lying to the game right from the beginning, are we?
Absolutely. Very is our lovely little artificer arterialist, and she has a fantastic little flying mechanical bunny named Crux that helps her out. And she is definitely not a sociopath.
Definitely not.
100% not.
All right. Hello, Amy.
Hello, I am Amy. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and tonight I will be playing the wonderful Leiden and Merov, our ASMR cleric of the grave.
Nice. All right. And bless Christine, who is up now, because she just sneezed a bunch of times if you couldn't hear.
That's because I have the power of mute.
That's a good
Hello,
power.
I am Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Claudette Belmont, our human blade singer wizard tonight. She is pretty cute and awesome. And I have a dog on my foot. Like, I am winning at life right now. So you might occasionally hear a little whimper or whine here and there as he gets a bit butthurt about, I don't know what, something.
That's just generally him. He
likes to whine a lot.
He likes to whine a lot. He is a good boy. All right, so folks.
I also have the most epic mug ever. He's got corgi butts.
False.
Okay, but I will point out that the corgi butts look like little hearts.
They
kind
do.
of, from a distance.
I will point out mine has a bear paw on it.
Aw, that's cool.
It's bread butt. Sorry.
So also it's a tankard, which like is pretty dope. Also, it's
Also,
not that
I
heavy.
don't know if you saw what it said on the mug, but it says head taster.
Wait, does it?
It does. I just saw that on the Twitch thing.
Head taster.
It is a pretty awesome
wonderful.
mug. However, I mean, come on, cartoon
Don't
corgi
notice
butts.
that.
I don't know. I am the head
Very
taster.
nice.
I taste all the heads. There's nowhere I can go with this joke. You know what? I try not to be dirty on this channel, and I just end up in the corner anyway.
The channel is
Kelly,
dirty for you.
in the
What?
corner with you again. Corner time.
That's what you get for being dirty.
Yeah, in
I'm
the
not
corner.
a-
It's
I'm
right
not-
near the
Get in
gutter.
the corner.
Yeah,
It's
It's like the dog. It's like the horny bonk.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's a Hailiiz
I
in
have
the
something
chat.
for this. I'm just gonna send
Is
it
there
to
Hailiiz in the chat?
There's a
Hey, Hailiiz,
in
how's
the
it going?
chat.
Hey, Liz.
It is
Oh,
good.
friend, though.
It is great to see you,
Yeah.
Hey Liz. Hey Liz, oh, by the way, hey Liz, so I'm just going to say this real quick. Sorry, YouTube, you're not going to understand a thing that's going on. Today, I spent a long time working on something. We need to have a meeting next week to discuss how far we are along on Secret Project W. Oh, also, Chris, I see you're in the chat. Speaking of Secret Project W, there is that thing that you're looking at, which also starts with a W. Go look at it again, because I changed everything, and now it works better. Because I made a thing, and then I showed it to some of my friends who are super, super nitpicky, and they ripped it apart. And so after I cried for 3 days, I fixed it. Because I went through a creative writing program, so I can do that. I love telling people about that program because they always get freaked out. Like, what do you mean that you just had to sit there in silence while people tore your stuff to shreds? Oh. It's welcome to being in the fine arts. It's not for the weak. You'd be surprised. In the sciences that you just blow yourselves up. All right.
It's lots of fun. Or you hurry up and wait, and you do something, and then you wait for 3 hours for it to incubate, or go in a centrifuge and do something. So it's either like really exciting or really boring.
That's basically what
then
happens.
You have like experiments and stuff that can have multiple applications, like dealing with baldness or spinal cord injuries.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's great.
do you have a baldness thing?
One of my professors is working on a way to grow human cells that's different from
Like
other
skin
ways.
crafting. Oh, interesting.
No,
Oh.
stem cell research. Growing cells is stem cell research.
So you just literally like paste on the hair?
But growing them in such a way that it's on something that doesn't need chemicals to then access them. So it's very interesting. But apparently it has such a wide range of uses. It was a very funny news article to read.
That's neat and weird at the same. It's weird neat.
Stem cells are great. They're fucking amazing.
I'm fairly certain that I have a cousin that's doing stuff like for like regrowing tissue onto synthetic meshes or something like that.
Makes sense. That's
Like
pretty
you can,
rad.
they
Or,
just
like-
think I read a paper recently where someone literally
It's
they
pretty
grew
cool.
like a liver in a lab
Yep.
using stem cells. It's like
I mean,
it's
one of my
really cool
profs
what they're
is
doing.
A
working
whole-ass
on
liver.
bioprinting,
That's
which is
amazing.
3D printing
Yep.
organs.
Yep.
I need
like,
one last
A
thing before
3D
we start,
printing
folks.
gel with like stem cells.
Is-
Yep, it's really cool.
It's amazing. It's so weird.
I knew a lot of like my biology professors
Wait.
hearing about their research. It's just like, oh, this is mind blowing. Like I'm just
Biomedical
in grapes,
engineers
and
just
it's
like
so cool.
It's like, what the fuck are you guys up to? You're like breaking everything, but somehow getting better.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember
Breaking
looking
all
at,
expectations.
yeah, how they implant them, and I think they also take some cells from the recipient so that they don't like immediately just like have donor rejection on that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's
Amazing.
wild the stuff that people are doing these days. Because I remember when they did the first clone when I was in like elementary school, and then we never did anything again
Was that
until
Dolly?
now. What?
Until
That was Dolly, right?
Yeah,
it was Dolly,
Dolly.
yeah. Because I remember the day I went to school, and it was like I think I was in shop class when I heard about that.
See, I'm like really I love learning about CRISPR, which is basically like a genome editor.
Yeah.
So I remember learning about that, and it's like, this is
CRISPR's
cool.
great.
This also has the power to like, this is where we get into the moral ethics of what power should we as people have. Like, can we go in and change genes
All
on
the
your baby
power.
to make them taller?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of
Still raw
ethical issues
babies.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like we've been doing it with food for a long time.
Yeah,
Why
but
not
the
with-
issue
Why
is
not
that
with
there's a lot of countries
But we
and
don't eat
cultures
people.
that prefer a certain biological sex over another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
That is accurate.
ethics.
Yeah.
All right, so enough about that. So, folks, it's time for some Dungeons and or Dragons. Let's hope there are no dragons because you guys can't handle that.
Unless they're on our
But we
side.
met them before.
Unless it's Talfrin.
Exactly. We met some before. Unless it's Talfrin.
It is your birthday, so
Tall dragon.
we'll talk. We'll talk.
So all bets are off.
Oh, that reminds me.
How
I need to
Dragon was
get
so good.
I need to get that D100 list for your rage out. One sec.
Yes.
Rage list.
Because if we get in a fight, it's absolutely happening. Just putting it out there.
I will let you roll 3 times on the 200 rage chart for your birthday,
Nice.
Ooh.
and I will let you pick the fun one
Nice.
because it's your birthday and because you're stuck
Thank
here.
you.
Turns into a square.
Because you're stuck here. Oh, it's not stuck here.
You're stuck with us. You love
but
what?
I love y'all.
Turns
Aww.
into a miscellaneous
And I love
shape.
playing Talfrin.
And
It's
it
not
goes
like we
into
wanted you to
purple.
play with us or anything. Sundare.
That's right. You go in the square hole.
Oh, thanks for the sub, Jackal Crossing.
Hey, Jackal, good to see you, buddy.
Hey.
All right, folks, it is time for
Oh.
to crack my neck, and then we'll start. Okay.
I rolled my neck to the side and I got like 5 pops all at once.
Oh, satisfying, but also frightening.
Yup.
Oh yeah, and Caitlin, if you are free anytime this weekend, hit me up on Saturday or Sunday night. Probably not, but soon,
No,
because we need to
busy.
do an after party some night.
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
We'll talk.
We'll talk. I don't know who this is, but I gotta play this for a character. I need to play Goat Warlock. Robin,
I
Goat
will
Warlock.
run that game. I will
I
run
want to play
that
Goat
game.
Warlock.
Okay, I will be
Goat
your
Warlock is my next
Warlock
character.
patron.
Uh,
I will act as, I will get the voice down for your patron.
the Goat Warlock for the chat, and for those of you, I want to play a warlock who got drunk and sold his soul to a goat that happened to be a demon.
Amazing.
Look, I didn't actually think it was a demon. It was just a talking goat. It happens from time to time.
Right?
I didn't really. He said, "Hey, can I have your soul?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever the fuck you want. Just give me my pants back." See, I had taken off my pants.
I
Oh,
feel
there
like
he
you're
is again.
channeling Eddie Izzard right now.
Yeah.
Like,
It's little
really
Eddie Izzard,
hard.
a little Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes.
A little bit of a. How can we make this happen? Subscribe. Go to patreon.com/dorktales and throw a $5 in, and we'll make it happen. Anyway, all right. So without further ado, welcome to the Reign of Emrys. Last time on the Reign of Emrys, the characters managed to travel back into the city of Duchesne. There, they learned that they had but 3 days to prevent what might be the very end of the world, born at the moment of the ceremony, the nuptials between the crowned prince and the wicked Lucia Marovic. The characters had reappeared from the black door inside of Claudette's childhood study room. After a brief encounter with Claudette's orphan nursemaid, servant, probably works, quickened orphan, there was a knock at the door, and they soon found themselves encountering Claudette's father as well, who proceeded to fill in some gaps. Now, if you don't know what's going on, go back and watch some episodes. There's only about 20 of them before that. Pretty easy. Okay. Oh, are people actually subbing to that? Nice. Yeah, I'll let you name the goat. This is going to be good. I got some great plans for the new year. Anyway, we'll talk about that during the break. So everyone remind me about New Year's plans. New Year's plans. Okay, it's on my to-do list. With that, you learned a bunch of the things about the things and the things. And at that point, there was a knock at the front door. The servants revealed that the Imperial Guard had shown up at the estate and were attempting to breach the gates. which is when Claudette encountered her mother again for the first time. And I forget, what was the exact thing that she said at the very end of that?
I don't remember the exact wording, but it was essentially like, be a dear and don't be here when they break through. That would be a headache.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and start it right there. You're in the study room. The sound of the fireplace behind you emanates and fills the room, and your mother looks down at you. Love, be a dear. You shouldn't be here when they breach. Let Mommy and Daddy take care of this. To the Western Wing. Come. Now. All of you. She shoots a look around the room. Her harsh gaze and high cheekbones squashing any resistance that you may have inside of you.
Claudette makes sure like her sword's buckled back on and goes rushing off.
As with that, she will turn and stride down into the hallway. Are you following?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Be scary.
Now, the hallways of the Belmont household are lavish. The carpet is deep enough that it seems to absorb your very footfall, which as a child was very useful. It gave you advantage in all your stealth checks. And as you make your way towards down the tapestried hallway is lined with relics of past ages, art, and all manner of just wonder. Relics, display cases showing coins from past ages. You find that the closer you get to the Western Wing, the more opulent things get. And here's the thing, Claudette, in your 20-some years of life, you have never been inside the Western Wing's lower floor. Your mother strides down the stairwell, the main stairwell that wraps around to the right toward the lower floor with a singular purpose. She's wearing high-heeled boots that cling to the carpet, and there's something about her. She's a very tall, thin woman, but as she moves, there's some like a sign of a like just kind of, if you've ever seen a woman move with purpose in heels, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's something to it that just, it isn't sexual, it isn't magical, it's just that one's in charge right there. That one right there. Whatever
Accurate.
that person is. Kat, you know this from your sister.
And how I walk now too.
Do you walk like that? I haven't actually watched you go downstairs in heels.
Oh yeah.
I walk
Just like my sister taught me.
Fair enough. Outside, you can see that there are flares lighting up the sky, red light pouring in through the immense windows. Along the eastern corridor, suddenly you hear the sound of breaking glass as one of the flares breaches through one of the panes. Dear, get that. At which point you see your father reach out a hand, speak a couple of words of Draconic, and the flare will and fly back out the window. And
Hello,
one second.
Neptune.
Oh yeah, that's gonna detonate. Sorry about that, he'll say. And with that, you'll also see the glass suck back into place on the window.
What did he say in Draconic? Because technically Ivy can understand Draconic.
So, Draconic being the,
I mean, me too, but
the language of
Yeah.
magic basically equates to something like turn back the time with forceful blows and return to whence it came. Basically just an incantation. Flies out. Your mother turns around the corner, doing a quick arc to the right at the base of the stairwell, working her way back toward the area beneath their bedrooms. As she approaches, there is a double doorway with no handles. She approaches it. rolls her neck once, issuing a series of cracks that set your spine on edge, and then reaches into the breast of her shirt, pulling out a small pendant that looks more or less like a small cylinder that glows with a greenish blue light. She presses it against a random spot on this blank doorway, and you are going to watch as it's more of an archway with no door set into it. But as she holds this up to it, the archway is going to start ticking and tacking away like it was actually built out of blocks, folding into the wall behind it, revealing a corridor.
I want to learn that too.
Well,
Why did you bother sending me to school?
Because I didn't want to teach you. And she'll walk in.
Rude. In that
I
very
like your-
complainy kid voice.
I like your mother.
So, what is it then? Accused of treason, she'll say as she strides into the hallway.
That sounds like it.
I
Yes.
mean, technically we haven't even done anything.
Most people that are accused of treason haven't. That's why it's so effective.
That's fair.
She strides into this corridor, and as she does, sconces will light with blue-white light to her right and left, matching her pace.
I think Uncle had to, considering our karaoke didn't manage to kill me.
She pauses for a second at that, turns on her heel. Your father didn't mention that? Your cousin tried to kill you?
Yes.
I mean, technically
next
twice,
suit.
but the second time hasn't happened yet.
Well,
It's complicated, but
complicated.
yes.
Let's not bother with that. The first one, though, is bad enough.
Yes, he tried to blow us up.
And I think I
In a
got
Cordelia
accused
mine.
of... Yeah.
I did kill him the
Abducting
second time, but that
Claudette.
didn't happen yet.
Oh, well.
Yes, Leiden did quite well.
We were worried about that for a little while, but that didn't come to pass. And she'll turn and continue striding down the hallway. That's for the shippers. The hallway that she walks down, it has a number of small alcoves leading off of it. And as you are passing, each alcove is going to kind of illuminate with a low kind of burgundy light, revealing various trinkets inside of them. A dagger sits on the first left one, sitting on a velvet pedestal, a velvet perch and pillow. It's fairly ugly dagger with like a compass-looking decal on the bottom of the pommel. If you need anything, you can grab it. I don't expect that it'll probably be returned. Keep to one thing each. Across from it, you see that there is... Ooh, balls. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. God damn, I should have spent more time flipping through this beforehand, because I found other stuff that I wanted to give. Across, you will see that there are various pieces of leather that moan. A pair of boots that kind of growl slightly, with little bits of flame that lick up them, as well as a leather cuirass that kind of frowns at you, like the leather of the chest kind of narrows its eyes in your general direction. Except for that one, don't take the cuirass. It's an asshole.
That's fair.
I think Claudette just keeps looking more and more shocked because she's never heard her mother speak this way.
Pardon me, dear. It's a difficult acquaintance.
I know some people like that.
I know many.
She takes another step forward. The next two, you will see there are various doodads, doohickeys, and things like that. Is anybody trying to raid any of this stuff?
Does anything stand out as something I could
Yeah.
use.
Sure.
Like
Okay.
if there's a fancy
Exactly.
mace, Leiden will beeline for that, but
Yeah,
otherwise
swords or anything Ivy will go for probably.
there's that-
Two-handed
Armor.
sword
A two-handed sword, you say?
or something. That's what I use.
Let's
sword.
see what I
Potentially a
can.
rapier to replace the one her uncle gave her.
You're not going to use that?
Well, I mean, now knowing what's happened, it kind of feels foolish to carry something that he gave her that could be like tracked somehow or tampered with.
So you will see a couple of things. One, on the right, Leiden, you will see that as you're looking around, quickly perusing these dozen alcoves, you are going to see that I'm going to list a couple of things out. And y'all can pick them if you want them, okay? So this is what is in plain sight. A pair of golden diamonds. About the size of, say, about the size of a Nokia. That's what I got. Not to give anything away. You will see there are those. There is a large club made of pure black iron. It is a simple ball club on a stick. There is... Let's see. There is... Ooh, the thing is rad, and I love it. Nope, that one sucks. There is an amulet dangling from a mannequin's chest with what appears to be a softly pulsating blue heart as a gem in the center of it. You will find that there is a bucket, a hat that has been carved out of a bucket on the left. It's been studded and reinforced, but it looks like someone tried to make a bucket in a, make a hat in a hurry. Or a helmet in a hurry, I should say. There is a rather large mace with a sharpened end attached to it. That has, it looks like someone has acid etched along the, it's not an axe, it's a hammer with a spike end, but it also has a big sharp point at the bottom corner. And along the side, it has, like, it has profanity inscribed in Gnomish along the blunt end. And you'll see there's a little plate above it that says, formerly belonged to one Galatea Brookborth. Let's see. You will see that there is one where you just walk right by it, and there is a simple ring. It is vaguely shaped like an infinity symbol. It kind of looks like, honestly, like a slinky with most of its things missing. So just like two rings bound by little pivots. Let's see. There are also ooh, not that. I'm not giving you that. Sorry. I got a new book. If you couldn't tell, and I wanna be ridiculous.
So, the club you mentioned.
There is a club. There is also a I'm actually going to do this. I'm sorry. There is a blue octopus, a decorative blue octopus with jeweled eyes and a black metallic body. And then one sec. I'm going to go through this list. So each of you roll a d6 and tell me what you get.
Okay.
If no one else is wanting it, Ivy's probably gonna grab the dagger.
Okay. 3. Okay. Let's see.
We both rolled 3.
I got a 1.
You want one of us to re-roll, Kelly?
Do I want what?
Christine and I both rolled 3s.
Nope. You have your own charts.
Oh.
So, as you're glancing in one of these, you're going to see, with a warning symbol, there is a shield in front of you with a swirl logo on the front of it. And a little placard in front of it that says, The Driller. You may take that if you want, but that is the one thing you can grab in this quick time.
I mean, if it's the one thing she can grab, wait, does it fit? Does it fit for her? Because she's tiny.
Yep, it'll work.
Okay.
Okay, so be prepared to write the following down. Drill tunneler, wondrous item, very rare. This large disc looks like a shield, but when placed flat onto the ground, it begins to spin and burrow directly downward. It continues to spin until it reaches a depth of 10 feet.
Hold up. I hit the wrong button and I couldn't get my notepad up fast enough. Alright, and go.
It looks like a shield. Lay it flat on the ground. It drills down 10 feet. Through stone or steel. Oh, pardon me. Very tough stone. Steel, it will take a while. You can also use it to break into buildings. Oh god. Claudette, as you glance inside, you're not going to find another sword, but you are going to find a rock. It's just a little rock that has a kind of an old, like, cuneiform logo on it, and also what looks like an ancient hieroglyphic of two people kind of standing next to each other, the exact same character overlapped with a single line connecting them, almost like a conjoined twin.
That's a cool rock.
Do I recognize what it could be?
You can make me a disadvantage Arcana check.
Okay.
And let's go down the list.
I rolled dual 10s actually, so
You have
Arcana
no idea.
Is 19. Yeah.
19? You think it might have something to do with, like, mirror image?
Okay.
You
Sure,
can take...
I'll take
you
that.
Okay, Convergence Stone, wondrous item, very rare. While you are attuned to this item, you can use an action to summon a duplicate copy of yourself. This is not an illusion.
Oh.
The copy acts on your initiative can take full actions the same way you can. It has 1/4 the number of hit points and lasts for 10 minutes.
Holy shit. That's awesome.
You can do this
Wow.
once per day.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
It's a wizard special.
Oh, okay, I was like...
Now, the way this is written, it seems like it has spells, too, if it has full actions. So,
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
that's broken as shit. Ivy, what'd you roll?
5.
1, 2, 3.
That's amazing. So distraction, like...
Actually, you are going to find a sword. Unless you want that dagger. The sword
Is it the dagger that you told me that I was debating? Okay, can I hear about the sword first? No,
it's a darkness sword. So do you want a darkness sword or do you want the dagger?
I want the dagger.
You can grab the dagger. It's the first thing there. Because that dagger, Robin was building a character today and heard about this dagger because I love it. All right,
I'm gonna do some weird shit with that dagger.
Traveler's Dagger.
Perfect.
Dagger of Travel. Rare, requires attunement. All attack rolls and damage rolls made with this weapon are with a +1 bonus. When you are attuned, you gain an interesting ability. The dagger can be thrown like any other dagger, but when it is thrown and securely lodged into something, you teleport to the dagger if you choose.
So you betcha I'm gonna throw it at things, pop it, fly.
Get warp strikes! I'm so jelly!
It's great. I love it.
Don't be jelly. So there is in fact a mace here on top of that. So there is a very ornate mace, and then there is a very dull mace. All that you will know is one has a tag on it that says Shield Breaker. The other one has one that is called Last Word. So Shield Breaker or the Last Word. Shield Breaker is technically a paladin thing, but I'll allow it. What'd you roll on your dice, Amy?
I got a 1.
That's literally Jack Sparrow's compass. You're not getting that.
I don't think that would be helpful here either. Or maybe it would be, I don't know.
Yeah, so you were looking for one of those hammers, and they don't give you a free hammer out of here. So
Yeah, I was looking for a mace.
Oh,
not a
sorry,
hammer.
mace. So those are both maces. Do you want to see what they look like? Because they did art.
Sure.
All right, I will show you your art real quick. So basically, this
Oh, damn. Okay.
or the other one's ugly, but it might be more powerful in Amy's hands. What does that mean? Oh, trust me.
Bad luck.
Yeah, given the way you roll, it might be useful. more useful than it would normally be. Let me just find it. Here we go. That's a
Word. I do like that. I like that it's like simple and boring looking. Like scanning through and just being like, oh, this looks like a handy made like.
I'll actually upgrade it to a higher ability.
Sure.
Cool. The last word. Originally, it is if you're last in the initiative order, all attacks made with this club deal an additional d6.
Oh damn.
Instead, I will change that to if you are beneath someone in initiative, you deal more damage to them.
Okay. So if I act later.
If you act after someone and you hit them.
So
That
it's
feels like an
1d6?
Amy.
Yep.
All
Just
right.
watch me roll well tonight because of that.
Yeah, the dice are like, fuck
I mean,
you.
it's win-win.
Yeah.
Like-
So it's not like a plus anything, it's just that.
We'll say it's a +1/+1.
Ooh, yay. Thanks.
It does not, Cat. Cat's saying dirty things in the private chat.
I am saying dirty things.
Okay, and Talfrin. Would you roll on your...
Oh.
Would you roll,
I
buddy?
got a 5.
It's your
5,
birthday.
man. I got a 5.
That's a consumable. That's okay. That's pretty good. So there's a pair of boots nearby. Whoa, what?
I mean,
That-
my boots are probably pretty ratty, so I could probably use them.
Sure. You know what? You're gonna grab 2 items because it's your birthday, Caitlin.
Oh, thanks.
So you're gonna gain the boots of advanced attack.
Oh, okay. I
Uh,
roll shit for initiative, so that should be really good.
no. You now add your proficiency modifier to your initiative rolls.
Ooh, okay. Alright,
It requires attunement, but these are big buckly boots. Look at them.
That's...
Big buckly boots.
Oh, I can't see, I'm sorry.
Big buckly boots.
Big buckly boots. It kind of looks like, yeah, a character art with big buckly boots.
Yeah, right.
So,
They're pretty sexy.
works out.
You feel more handsome when you strap them on.
Ooh,
And
I feel,
you know what? I
dashing.
will. What? Who gets this? This is a tiefling item. What? This is half orcs get this. You know what? Fuck that.
We can keep it
I'm
for
listening.
if yeah, exactly. If Zeke comes with us.
You're gonna make. See, now I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
What?
What?
Wait, what's the item?
Hold on. Hook shot. They wrote a hook shot into this book. This book is
Oh my
ridiculous.
gosh. Hilarious.
No magic items. No, you don't need that. You don't need that. Hold on, I'm just checking if humans get anything cool. A skinning scimitar. They really...
Skinning.
It's not as good as you think. Humans got really shafted in this book, and I'm pissed about it. Trust me, I spent an hour before a game looking for cool swords for you. And honestly... I think that it's your birthday, and I'm gonna give you this. There is a great sword on hand. It has a label on it that says, "Warning: Do not use."
I'm absolutely gonna use it.
Okay, welcome. You now have the Phantasm Greatsword.
Okay.
Attack and damage rolls made with this weapon receive a +2 bonus.
Okay.
The blade passes through the bodies of your foes and deals damage internally.
Okay.
If you land 3 successive attacks on the same target without missing,
Okay.
you deal an additional D20 of necrotic damage.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Nice.
Oh my god.
And it looks like this.
What's the downside?
The downside is that you have to be an orc or raging to use it, we'll say.
Okay.
To use its
Figure out
special
a
ability.
downside.
Yeah.
Figure out a
Yeah.
downside. Okay.
There was another
Good,
one
good,
in
good,
here
good,
that was
good.
really
I was
good.
like, that's a lot. So just you figure out a downside. And that's,
There was another one in here that was really, really good. That I can't remember what it was. It was
hurt
like
me a little bit. What about if the necrotic damage also seeps life from you?
nah, it's fine.
Oh, okay, fine.
I'll allow it. Oh, I mean, if you want it, sure. Oh, it was this one. It was the Peace Taker. Are you taking the Peace? Attack and damage rolls are a +1/+1. Every attack removes a small part of the target's essence. When the sword has landed 10 attacks, the attack deals maximum damage.
Oof.
That was a good one, too. There is one alternate option I'll let you pick between, Caitlin, so you can have that if you want, which is just broken as shit. Or you can have another one, which is the Sword of Mastery, which is dumb as shit. And I love it, because they took a bunch of really funny stuff in this game. Basically, one moment. It's only a +1/+1. Attack and damage rolls are +1/+1 while you are at full hit points. Your melee attacks are now a 15-foot cone.
Whoa!
As in, you ever play Legend of Zelda?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
Spin me.
Do you want a +1/+1 that requires health?
I'm never gonna be at full health, to be honest with you. If I'm doing my job, I'm never gonna be at full health.
But you could have a master sword, right? Oh god.
I know.
They have arcane
I would
tasers in
prefer
here.
the other one, but if you put
I
a spin
have
on it,
no
that's
preference.
negative.
What is the?
Okay.
Let's imagine that in Christine's hands. That was one of the things I was considering giving her, but I was like, no way.
Yeah, exactly. From that range, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so maybe the other one, but if you could just like homebrew some sort of negative to it.
Or
You crit fail and you roll that necrotic damage against you.
you know what? I'm
yourself?
gonna. You know what? Delete that. I know what I'm gonna give you.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you this.
I'm listening.
You see that? You see that sword-looking thing right here?
I see that.
That big jagged thing.
The battle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great sword. You know what? Let's say it's a +1/+1.
Okay.
While using this, it's a very rare, requires attunement. You're going to gain a +2 to strength and +1 to dexterity. At a -1 intelligence and wisdom.
That's fine. I will take it.
You'll take it? All right. So this is
Yeah,
going to make
that
you
sounds
dumber, but I think this is better. I think this is better for you.
That's hilarious. I like
And it's
it
called
very
Dan
much.
Teal's Greatsword. So good job, Jeff Zan, for making this. Ooh.
Perfect.
All right.
Kelly, quick question.
It's basically a bat'leth, yeah. What's up?
I like it.
Does that shield actually increase AC at all?
Yeah, it'll give you a normal +2.
Oh, cool.
Shields always give you a +2.
I've never used one before, so
Artificers get shields. You should use them.
fair.
It's one of the big benefits of being an artificer is that you can just be like, oh shit.
Hi.
All right. Everybody has a thing.
Everybody has a thing.
I have a rock.
I have a
Alright.
dagger, which I'm super excited to use.
That dagger is super. Everybody's weapon should do at least a +1/+1 now.
And at my first opportunity, I will try and attune my rock.
You can just do it. You got time.
Oh, okay. I thought it took time.
Did,
That
did
plus
takes like 10
1/1
minutes.
actually makes it +2/+1 because it increases my strength.
There you go, buddy.
Did that
What-
little octopus statue thing look like it did anything interesting, or is it just a little octopus statue?
I mean, they all look like they do something interesting. I gave you all one thing, but if you want to take the octopus statue, you can. I'm not going to tell you what it does before it happens, though.
Okay, I want to take the octopus statue because that was a
Okay,
very.
I'll
very
allow
thing.
Very to do that. Very can grab the
Oh my
octopus
God,
statue.
please do.
Let me just turn to the octopus statue page because,
Very quick
hey, Robin,
question.
Yeah.
when you were building your character earlier and I made that noise across the room where I was like, oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That was the octopus statue.
Oh god. Oh god.
So,
Also curious
yes.
I'm curious what the Blade of Darkness was. I still want the
You just-
dagger either way.
You just cast darkness. It's not great.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
cool. I'm glad I
Yeah.
took the dagger then.
Yep, Amy.
I was going to ask if there happened to be any diamonds worth a certain amount, just in case I have to cast Raise Dead.
Make me an investigation roll.
Thanks. Let me take a look.
You're welcome.
Oh no. Well, that's a 9 total, but I did roll a 4.
There are not. There are not. But I think
Probably fine.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. There we go.
Fine.
Okay. This will require attunement to you, Kat, just so you know.
The octopus?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no.
Tell me when you sleep.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
accidentally summons Cthulhu. It's fine.
It's so
It's
cute.
fine.
Look at it. Look at it.
Oh my god. It's
kinda is.
exactly how
It's
I
kinda
imagined
cute.
it.
Right?
Also
Oh,
kind of
does
a
the
demonic
shield have a
glare
picture?
going on.
No.
No, it's fine. It's not called the
It's-
Ancient One's Inner Demon.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's fine.
It cuddles. It's a cuddle. I love looking down and seeing Caitlin's reaction to it and on the delay. It was great. Okay, so grabbing all of those things, she will stride through. Now, the corridor that you're walking through is about 20 feet wide by about 20 feet tall. A broad, central sloped pentagonal cylinder that cuts through the side of the manor. You're noticing that as you're walking, there's a slight downward tilt. Are you enjoying everything here? Your father says. That's pretty. Don't touch that. You might not want that. That was taken from one of the. Actually, I think it was taken from your people. I guess you can probably take it back. He says to you, Talfrin, as you pick it up.
I figured as much.
Pointy end away from your friends, though, if you don't mind.
I'll do my best.
And I think this one. And he'll reach in and grab the Sword of Mastery for himself, because why not?
Nice.
Does he have a reaction when Very picks up the octopus?
You can make me an insight roll.
I would love to make you an insight roll.
Because that was his reaction as you're doing this. Like, the house is shaking, little bits of dust are falling down from the ceiling, and he takes a full second to, like, appraise you.
That's gonna be a 18.
18. Super spy look. So there is a moment of discomfort that passes over his features, and then he just locks it away and throws away the key, like... May it serve you well.
It's so cute.
Isn't it, though? All right, we don't have much time, and your mother is... she's just continued striding down the hall as you are grabbing some things. Hurry up. Claudia, do you remember...
Claudette's going to, like, turn and scurry.
At the end of the hall, there is a giant vault door. And she reaches up her hand. The same medallion glows. The door opens, revealing a small bay. Lights begin to go down the way. There's going to be some trouble coming in here, as you probably have guessed. The entire house shakes as the front door blows in. Well, you assume. You can hear the sound of explosions behind. This isn't the first time that something like this has happened. It probably won't be the last.
Are your staff all safe? Will they be caught in the crossfire?
The staff are adequately compensated for their talents.
They're also well trained.
You will hear the sound of a fireball detonating somewhere in the hallway, which was
Also,
called
the
by
magic's
what,
cool too.
which you're pretty sure was the voice of your butler, the old dude.
I always knew he was tougher than he let on.
Your mother will look back at you, Claudette. You need to get out of the city, your next possible chance, but the skyways are likely going to be watched. Stay low to the ground. Is there a place inside of the city that you can reach somewhere quiet? Any of you three, do you know anywhere in the city that is safe and away from people with money and influence?
We're in Duchesne, right?
We're in Duchesne.
Sal's Bar is the best place
Yeah,
I know for
I was
that.
going to suggest Sal's Bar as well.
Oh, is that the one where we met you for the first time in Dur? I
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Well, then to Sal's you should probably go. Claudette, try not to scratch this. It was a present for your brother's birthday. And she'll raise her hand and kind of go boop boop on the necklace that she has. One of the lights will light up and you'll see that a state-of-the-art horseless arcane carriage
If I
is...
find him, should I pass it on?
Probably. Can you pilot it?
I don't.
Can any of you?
And very.
I mean, it's
I can
basically a, it is a horseless, and by horseless, I need to explain what this thing looks like. Okay. Did anybody here besides me see the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, you know that ridiculous car?
Yes.
Yep.
I was actually just thinking about that movie.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
what I was thinking
it's the
about.
only part of the movie that's worth remembering.
Yeah.
So it is the most phallic thing possible. The one in the movie is. I am going to put the image in the chat if you do not have access to our Twitch right now. Just Google League of Extraordinary Gentlemen car, and you will understand what is going. I will also describe it for you. So the version of this car that you are seeing in front of you now is basically it is like an SUV with a cloth top roof. So it's like a convertible SUV with a 20-foot long hood. However, this hood is not just flat and phallic like this vehicle from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. This is horseless, sort of, because engraved, like forged steel horses line the front chassis in undulating waves of mane. And you actually are, well, you'll find out in a minute, but let's just say this thing has horsepower. This thing has 6 wheels. Very, very sturdy ones. But basically, looking along the hood, it looks like there's like an entire, about 6 horses that are rising out of the metal that have been forged into it. The inside is pure Arginian leather. It has its own like cigarette lighter. It does not have an AM FM radio station, but it does have a place for you to put a sending stone in case you need to make calls. That's right, it has a car phone.
Can I make a pilot roll?
Yes, you may, to try to figure out how to use this. Yeah, go ahead.
What would I add to this?
So you gained proficiency in land vehicles. Well, mechanized Magitech vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So you add your
So
proficiency plus your int. Actually, it'd probably be Dex to pilot it.
Yeah.
Because I used int for the mech.
Yeah. Not to pilot it, you would use Dex for the piloting.
Oh yeah, that's right. I used int to figure out how it worked.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 4, 5, 6 plus a 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
All right, so you'll swing open the front door, which weighs about 100 pounds. This thing is very, very dense. Like, it's solid steel. And as you open, you hop up into the it's basically got like a full booth style seat, like a full seat, no buckets or anything. And as you do, you're like, oh, this is so great. It's even got it has like a pilot's steering wheel more than like an actual like circle. Like, you're talking like the shield shaped ones. Because who needs to put their hand on top? And as you do, you're gonna notice one terrible problem.
I'm
Your
too
feet
small.
don't touch the pedals.
But
That's
I have a
unfortunate.
mechanical bunny that I can give orders to.
Oh boy.
This is true. Don't think I didn't think about this one.
Oh god.
Also, I assumed you were just gonna find some bricks and tape them to your shoes, but like,
Oh no,
the bunny's stupider. I think we should go with that.
She's gonna go.
Tape the bunny to your
He didn't even think of
shoes.
anything else. She's like, it was just like, I don't fit. Cracks, pedals, ow, my hand.
All right. So if you do
As
that,
she gets excited and punches the door. I punched my desk.
did you actually punch your desk?
Yes, and it hurt.
Well, that was dumb. That was dumb, Cat. All right, so hopping into that, there is room for all 6 of you. 5 of you? 6 of you with the rabbit. If you start heading toward that, Claudette, your mother will turn Smile. I have no idea what's going on, but I trust you. Bring her back, Leiden, so I can punish you both for whatever this is.
Claudette's gonna just kind of dart forward and do like the biggest hug on her mother. And just be like, I love you too. Glomp, run off.
Claudette, be a dear. So as you're glomping, she'll actually turn. And who is nearby, like right near this scene, over at the front side of this garage bay?
Leiden's right next to Claudette, I think.
Leiden, be a dear and pull the drop cloth, please. And there's a large shape of about 15 feet tall, just to the left, with it behind a giant drop cloth.
Okay.
I'll pull the drop cloth.
Cool. There is a solid silver and platinum plated Magitech suit.
Huh.
How did I not know you had that?
There's a lot of things about me you don't know. She'll give you a kiss on the forehead. Toodle off.
Can I drive it later?
No.
While this has been happening, Ivy is trying to get in the car with her wings. Very awkwardly.
They will suck in.
Yeah, but she's trying to figure out.
Make
so
me
I
a dex check with disadvantage.
Okay.
He'll help you try to maneuver.
Oh
You are
gosh,
shooting.
disadvantage, eh? All right, Dex, let's go. That's gonna be an 8.
An 8. Okay, so you're going to be able to. So you could actually just. What was it? Can you roll again at flat, please?
Yep. 12 with flat.
12 flat. Okay, so with Talfrin's help, you'll be able to get them through. Although if you move too much, they are going to punch through the roof because it's a canvas roof.
Oh no!
There is a button at the front that says hard top. So there's a hard top button, but it's on the convertible stage right now.
Ivy's just like, these things are a little bulky.
Your mom is going to walk up a small step ladder and hop into her Magitech suit.
Claudette's gonna turn to Leiden and did you know my mother was a Magitech pilot?
No. But I knew she was a badass.
Does Very notice
I know
that
she was
next to
terrifying. I didn't know
Oh
she
yeah,
was
it's in the rearview
terrifying.
mirror.
I mean, isn't your dad like a spy?
Yeah, but I mean, not dad.
Yeah, but who's gonna catch his attention?
I assume somebody who could get around, but apparently not.
Claudette, your father will say to you,
Yes.
here, and make me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Or a dex check, whichever you prefer. If you are proficient in sleight of hand, it might be more useful.
I'm not proficient in sleight
then
of
just a
hand,
dex
so
check.
it uses dex
Okay.
flat, so it doesn't really matter. But I also rolled a nat 20, so.
Oh god, okay. He is going to reach into his pocket and huck a small vial at you. There you go. You have a cartridge. You have a a magic cartridge.
Excellent.
Good luck. I was saving that one for a special occasion, but I think you might need it a little more than me.
Is it not a normal type? She'll slot it into her sword.
Cool. Balls. Let me just double check something. I have to pull up this document real quick to remind myself what this thing does.
I have a question. If we had weapons that had cartridges while we were in Hellscape, did we keep those cartridges?
If you brought them there, yes. If you found them there, no.
Okay.
I don't know if we found any there though, did we?
Had a
No,
few.
we found a
No,
lot
actually-
there, I think.
We found a lot in before Hellscape, before we
Yeah,
lost
we were in the temple. Yeah, because I think Ivy is the force from the temple.
Yeah, yeah.
But we also got a bunch from the
From
garage.
armory.
The
Yeah.
armory that we broke into.
I don't think I took, and I got the armor,
That's I think where I got the force one and the
Yeah.
psychic one.
I feel
So
like
those
I
are
got
gone.
one and then I traded it for the frost one. That I
Yeah.
probably still have. So whoever had the other one.
I think you still got some good stuff though.
doesn't.
And
absolutely.
Let's see. That's
I still have a lot of my charges from my original one that I got for going hunting down rogue doctor chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually didn't turn that
magic
on very
cartridges.
often.
There, it's its own spreadsheet. That's why I didn't know where it was. Okay, so there we go. Cool. Christine, do me a favor.
Okay.
Roll me a d20 again.
Okay. 18.
Okay, roll me a d20 again.
19.
Okay. And roll me a d20 again.
16.
Jesus Christ. Okay, and roll me a d20 again.
20.
Okay. Nice. All right. So Christine, you can write this down for this. You're going to have a 14-hour charge
Okay.
on. Okay, so you didn't roll max on that. So this cartridge is a +3/+3.
Jesus Christ.
I'll let you pick between doing radiation or void damage. You know what? It does radiation damage.
I was feeling radiation.
And its damage bonus, you rolled a 16 on that, so that is a damage bonus of 2d6.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, also, Caitlin, it's your birthday. Your weapon has a modification, so it does accept charges.
So, oh, perfect.
Does lead-ins?
Thank you.
Sure, why not? Just like slam it in there, duct tape it.
Extra damage, bitches. Amazing.
Oh wait, does it? Hold on. Actually, wait, I don't think it can. It cannot because it is not innately magical. That's the whole point, Kelly. Sorry, I have to walk that back. Sorry, if a
Unduct tape it.
your weapon is always magical. That's why it can't have a cartridge. Sorry. That's the trade-off. So, sorry about that, guys.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm all good with this.
Always magical is pretty good.
Right.
Right, okay.
That's why I've been so happy with just her Varys base pistol. It's always magical piercing.
It's always magical piercing. Like, you can't really go better than that.
Exactly. It'd be cool if I could put a charge in Crux though.
I think this dagger is the first magical item Ivy has, because I think one sword can accept charges, one doesn't. think that's
Yeah.
what she has her
And now you
force.
can swap that out. Well, now you can just use the dagger. Because you can throw a dagger as your bonus action.
Yeah, no.
And you still get the bonus for dual wielding.
Oh, do I? Oh, okay.
Because it's a dagger. It's saber dagger. Well,
Okay, cool. I didn't know if you had to have two swords.
two weapons. You could use a rock in the other hand, technically. Also, this book. I'm sorry to break
You're proficient.
character. There's a book. There's a thing in this book called the Rock of Door Opening, or the Rock of Lock Opening. It is literally a rock you find on the side of the road that gives you advantage on disabled device
Breaking
checks.
locks.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Because
at
these
it.
guys are dorks. So for those of you who are curious, this book is a Kickstarter that I did called the Menagerie of Magic. I didn't do it, but I backed it.
Yeah.
And so far, I'm very pleased with it. They have Indiana Jones's whip in here.
Oh my god.
It's called Jones's Whip. And then there was one more weapon that was worth it, and that was... it's a paladin thing called... One sec. It is called Sean's Bat of the Undead. It is a...
Oh my god.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It's just a cricket bat.
It's a cricket bat. It's not just a cricket bat. It is a +2 cricket bat. Attack and damage rolls against undead have a +4 bonus. Attacks made with this bat seem to cause blood to fly much further and splatter in a wider area. When using this item, be prepared to be told that you've got some red on you.
I was just gonna say you've got red on you.
Oh, and also, Right beneath it is the Shield of Justice, which should be called the Shield of Freedom. This round buckler shield grants you a +1, can be used to bash and thrown.
Beautiful.
Are there any firearms in there?
Yeah, tons.
Justice.
Actually, I will keep breaking character for 1 second to show you what is basically, because I showed Robin this earlier when we were building that character, what is Zeet's gun. Or, this is not legitimately Zeet's gun, but this is basically Zeet's guns. So, this is called Dindram's Judgment.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, you wanna hear how good those guns are?
Yes.
You wanna hear how good these guns are? Okay.
Yeah.
This weapon deals 2d8 piercing damage plus 4d8 lightning damage. It is a
48
+5 +5.
What? What?
It has the following abilities: resistance to lightning damage and being frightened while you hold this revolver, and can speak Aquan fluently. You can also make intimidation checks with advantage if done after firing the revolver.
That is a badass revolver.
It has 4 more abilities.
Oh, Jesus.
Multi-attack. You can fire 2 shots with this as a single attack. Weapon attacks are magical. Call the Storm. You can use Call the Storm.
Wait, so, like, is this something
So-
that, like, characters can find?
It's
in,
an
like,
artifact.
Games? Okay, never mind. Just
So
kidding.
it's ridiculously rare.
So
and
Zeet's
obnoxious.
guns.
Chain Bullet. You may cast the following spells with this weapon. A +7, Hunter's Mark, True Strike, Zephyr Strike, Lightning Arrow, Thunder Step, Tidal Wave, Chain Lightning, and Haste.
So
And
what the hell, if that is a reforging of the Thorn of Arcadia, what the hell did they do to it?
maybe
if-
just Tia hasn't unlocked it yet.
Maybe.
Crack and
You haven't
cocaine.
accepted your heritage. You need to accept the elf within. You need to find the elf within yourself.
Oh.
Elf and self.
Elf and self.
self.
The elf on the self, or the elf in the self. Final judgment. If
Don't
the
leave that
creature
elf
is
on the
under the
shelf.
effect of your hunter's mark, they gain an additional 5d4 piercing damage on a hit. If the attack is a critical hit, they take an additional 8d4 lightning damage.
I want those
Oh,
guns.
jeez.
These things are ridiculous. Zeet's guns are not quite that powerful. His just do 2d12 damage and some other stuff per hit.
Still.
It's 2d12 plus 20, I think, per hit. He's got some feats.
Terrifying.
Considering the fact that mine do 1d10 plus 6.
Yeah, yours is basically a normal gun, though. Like, it's a normal gun with a modification.
Yeah.
So
So-
I have an important question
I have an
before
important
we
answer.
go and end up getting ourselves all murdered horribly. Have we had a chance to do a short rest, or did we?
I will say
have
yes,
essentially
yes,
a long
you
rest
may.
by the time we got back.
Not a
or-
long rest.
Okay.
You could have done a short rest in the void.
Okay. Cool. So
So-
at least I will be not at at least I will be at full hit points, if not at many other things.
It's true. Okay, so anybody who wants to spend any hit dice for a short rest may do so, and then we're gonna get into some action.
Yee.
Cool.
All
the
right.
fact that
I
we
will
still
spend some
don't have-
hit dice.
And I get my mutant jet crafts. Yeah.
I love the fact that we still haven't gotten any money.
Oh yeah, we're still broke as shit.
Who needs money? Claudette's got
Oh,
money.
especially broke as shit.
So broke.
So broke.
You
It's
have
fine.
magical artifacts in a hungry empire. You basically have like drums of oil. You're fine.
True.
Just trade your magic items.
Yeah, good point.
I will also spend 2 hit dice myself to heal up.
I should just sell infused items and then run away. So that by the
I
time the
have-
infusion's off.
Spent
I'm gone.
4 hit dice to heal up to full.
Okay, so I'm going to explain a couple of things real quick while you're driving. If at any time this vehicle takes damage from a single source, then I need you, Kat, to make me a drive check, basically.
Okay.
And that is... One sec. It is not that. It is not that. Up to 8 medium creatures. Is it this one? One sec, guys. Boop, 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 boop. I don't have the images of what I'm looking at here, unfortunately. 'Cause
Oh.
What's up?
Sorry, I had also cast, I think, Death Ward on on myself? On someone. I had cast it during the fight. Before the fight.
I think you
The
cast
last
it. I
24
think
hours.
did you
Death
die
Ward on
in
me
the
and
last
Claudette.
fight?
No.
No? Okay. 'Cause I thought that was an OP thing that I thought maybe we were lucky, but might be.
Let's see.
I have it cast on both Leiden and Claudette, and it lasts for like 8 hours or something, so I don't know if that got dispelled going through the door. Which would make total sense to me, but...
It did not. You cast it once you were back. Because you cast it during last game.
Death Ward?
Pretty sure.
I cast it before we went into the fight.
Did you?
Yeah, because it was part of the whole, like, getting ready for everything.
Make me a concentration check to see if it survived.
Okay. No.
Okay, so that's an Inferno.
That's a 9.
Really?
Well, it's not a concentration spell, but no, I definitely rolled a
Okay,
6.
we'll say that it did died.
Yeah, I figured it would have. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
And just to
so-
clarify, I looked back in my notes. So from game 15, when we were in Vex Nergali, is when I have the weapon cartridge Purple Force +1/+1. So I had
Nice.
that before going into Hell. So I still have that coming back in my sword. Sweet.
Cool. Sorry, I was torn on something I was looking at. Also, I appreciate everybody watching right now for being patient while I juggle some stupid stuff. You know what? For the sake of argument, we're gonna say that this is a. Yeah, we'll say that it's a scavenger. Harpoon flingers, or I guess they both have harpoon flingers. Raking scythes. Yeah, okay. All right, so hey, I'm gonna send a message into our private chat. We are using these rules.
You sent that direct to me, not to everyone
Oh, did I
else.
send it direct to you? What'd you send to me?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, there was a thing about the thing. Okay, cool. Pew pew. There you go. So you have a vehicle now because we're using the things from Avernus, because why not? Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's stuff shows up. Everybody gets their stuff. Very managed to go the vroom vroom. And yep, we're using the hell tanks because I don't have cars anywhere else in D&D, and this is easier. So basically, the car has hit points. The car has 150 hit points. And anytime it takes more than 10 hit points, there's a problem. And anytime it takes more than 20 hit points, you have to... So, damage threshold.
In fact, I almost have enough hit points as a car.
But you don't weigh nearly
Just
as
gonna
much.
say. No, I don't.
You
I
don't weigh.
So
You don't
I'm
weigh
wasteful.
9,000
Bronker.
pounds.
But also,
But
Okay.
it looks like we have enough
That's
cargo
pretty fun.
capacity to fit our egos.
Yeah.
No, there's only 8 creatures.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And we have
What?
two
See, what I
tons of
actually wanted to
cargo.
give you, I don't have the rules for, and it's a way cooler car.
Oh, okay.
So like, this is the car that I wanted to give you the stats for, but I have to pay for it, so I'm not going to access it. And that's the Infernal War Machine. Actually, wait, do I own that? Hold on, I'm gonna.
Oh shit, that looks awesome.
That's
Oh no, actually, wait, I do have access to
yeah,
it.
that is intense.
Do I? Oh no, it's right there. Oh, it's called the Devil's Rye. Oh, it's only 1 medium. What? That's not. Demon Grinder, Infernal War Machine. Infernal War Machine upgrade. Hold on. There's so many Infernal War Machines. They're so freaking dumb. I love it. One's a rowboat.
Oh my god.
What?
Infernal rowboat.
The Infernal Rowboat.
I'm I want this in my life.
Right?
See, this is it. You need to be in the same game as me, Caitlin, because I'll be the goat warlock and you can be the one in the infernal rowboat.
Oh
Yes,
my god.
and then we carry it on our heads
To go walk underwater.
It around.
So that would actually work for the campaign I was pitching to you, Kelly.
Yes.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Okay. I totally lost the I lost what page we were supposed to be on, so that's fine. Okay. Because I'm super with it tonight, but that's good because this is about to get crazy. All right, folks. So, gathering all of your things, you catch that Claudette, and your father like looks down, looks up at you, and gives you a wink. Good luck. And go get your brother.
Of course.
He'll smile at you, and as he does, you'll watch the back corridor of the house just explode. Rocks are flying into the hallway that you were in a second ago. He'll look over his shoulder with like a real sense of nonchalance, just like the microwave just went off, like that kind of like ding. Well, gotta go. Good luck. And he'll turn right as your mom goes. Just like old times, right, dear? Just like old times.
Very wants them back.
Your
Mary
family has
Claudette.
a lot of money, Claudette.
And skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go make
All
the
right, Crux,
crowd.
punch it. And Crux is gonna.
Save
I need a
the-
drive
our
check.
future.
Do you need a check from Crux and Very, or just Very for giving the orders?
What I'm assuming is that Crux has his hands out, and you are
Yeah.
kicking him in the head. Like, I'm basically assuming that you are pushing down on his head onto the
Are you
the
stepping
pedals.
on his ears? Like left, like right, left?
Yeah,
like
I think
stepping on
that's
each
what
of
you're
the
doing.
ears?
I think that is exactly. I think
Break,
Amy nailed it right
go,
there.
Break, go, yep.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna let Robin roll this. Robin,
What?
roll me a d20 to see if whether or not this is a standard or an automatic. Because
Why
you
are you
drive
making
you drive a standard in real life, so you get this.
Oh,
So
right.
on a 1,
Fuck.
it is an automatic somehow.
On a 1?
On a 1,
Alright.
because I know
Which
how
one?
you feel about standards. So
It's true.
you think they're
How
the
do you
best.
feel about standards?
I love them.
She loves them because no one can steal her car.
That's fair.
Oh, oh, I thought that was
So
a
I had a
1.
dream
That was a
once.
7.
After I learned how to drive a standard when Tasha taught me. And my dream was that I was going through a parking lot, like at the shopping mall, and I was fleeing from something and I had to get away and escape, and I was like, I can steal any car because I can drive a standard!
This is true.
Oh my
Like,
god.
specifically that was the dream.
Good job, Nicolas Cage. All right, so we'll say that it is that they never bothered with a clutch.
Okay, so
It
here's
was-
the drive check. That is going to be 17, 18, 19.
Cool. So you're just flooring it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. I would like to remind everyone here that I'm a just and fair DM who just gave a bunch of magical items. You didn't open any doors. So prepare for some damage immediately.
Oh,
Wait, we're in a garage? I thought we were just in like an open.
No, I said a bay the entire time.
yeah.
There were overhead lights.
Yeah.
So what I need you to do immediately is you're gonna punch through the
Lead and
steel bay
screaming,
door. So that is
I
going
don't
to
like
be
this.
how much damage if you slam into something?
Halfling's gonna try
crashing-
to like
crashing
make
into-
sure people stay not
Yeah, Ivy's
flying
gonna
out the
extend her
windows?
wings, probably
gonna like
ripping a hole in the canvas. Because
Okay.
she's just gonna, like, out of shock, just, like,
yeah,
extend her wings.
absolutely. Maybe bash someone in the face.
Lift
a little
up
bit.
my shield and try and help cover, I don't know.
Okay. I will say, luckily, the door botched its strength save against the car.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, you know what? But people paid for hurt them more, so I'm gonna spend that
I was
right
gonna
now.
shriek at Very of like,
now.
you're not supposed to punch through the doors.
7. Oh, balls. Okay, so that's 10, 20. You're going to take 22 points of bludgeoning damage to the car, and it's going to tear the roof off as you scrape through the door. The canvas roof's just going to crack.
We didn't
Much
need that
better.
anyway, did
Ivy
we?
flexes her wings and stretches them out now. She's like, much better.
All right, and with that, you're going to be rushing through the side loading bay next to the house. You can see that there is an absolute firefight on the front lawn. Some of the soldiers are encroaching upon the household. They are keeping in a standard formation. A couple of Magitek suits are at the back patrolling, just a couple of them at the moment. But you can see that there is some Imperial aircraft circling overhead, shining spotlights down on the ground. Surrender immediately, and no further harm will come to you. What the fuck is that? I need an initiative roll off of everybody.
Oh, right.
Yes, nat 20, baby!
Oh,
that's-
nice.
I mean,
Didn't your
No,
mom
we
say
were
not to
saying
scratch
it
the
like-
car? Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oops.
Leiden.
Hi.
Lead in.
I fucked up. I
So
You're
scratched.
gonna get
how we
sold to
had
the
that,
the glue factory, very.
Jesus, Leiden.
Kimmy
Okay.
very owns the glue factory. That's where she gets all of everything. we need.
Okay,
Well,
so
good thing you have your mace. That is bonus.
Talfrin, did you remember to add your proficiency bonus to your initiative?
I did.
Okay.
It was a +7. I rolled an 11. Woohoo!
Nice. Okay, so that is very. Then it is special. Then it is Claudette. Then it is. Oh, pardon me. Then it is. I got. Hold on. I fucked the initiative order up immediately.
And then I
Alright.
also have a question when you're done there, Kelly.
I am never done. Very, Ivy, special, Claudette, Talfrin, Normie, 1, 2, 3, Leoden, and I think that's everybody. Boop, boop, boop. Wait, Ivy, are you? Yeah, you're okay. That's because I read your 7 wrong from that earlier thing.
Oh,
That's
that
what
was the standard. Yeah, that was the standard.
Okay, so what is your question, Very?
Will mending heal the car?
It's in the rules I sent you.
Probably not.
No, it's not.
Restore hit points. It's in the first one.
I think mending needs
Is
all the
it?
actual pieces there, though.
And
A
it's
creature-
usually a very small piece.
Yeah,
So,
1 foot area.
Like a seam.
Yeah, amending
Yeah.
fixes a single break.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if there was like a small
That's a
crack in the
lot of
windshield, we could have
mendings for a-
mended that.
Yeah.
Could've
Read
mended
your
that.
rules, damn it. Mending fixes like a broken, like you break a mug.
Oh, I just
is
saw
that?
the
Bless
stats
you.
for the car itself. Okay.
No, I sent you like a giant.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
the vehicle
there's-
can actually
there's-
take exhaustion.
Yeah.
We're playing fast and loose with this though, so don't read it too much.
You mean Fast and Furious?
It's very fast and furious, and you know why? You know why
We're a
you guys are
fun
good?
family.
Because of
Sorry.
What did you say, Caitlin?
because
We're
what,
a
Caitlin?
found family.
Because it's all about
Found
family. You know what? I will say that as you are looking, who's in the front seat? I need to know who's in the front and who's in the back.
Vary's in the front.
I was
Ivy's
gonna
in
go
the
into
back.
the front.
Oh, okay. I figured
Yeah.
Telfrin would be in the back with like.
With Ivy?
Because he needs
Yeah,
leg space.
Exactly. Leg space.
And Ivy needs
also,
wing
'cause,
space.
Okay, so
Like,
I'm guessing
helping Ivy into the back. So
does
just,
Lee
like,
is Leiden in
follow.
bitch, and then Claudette's in
I thought
front.
I was in shotgun. Yeah, like
And then is Claudette in the back then?
I guess. She was one of the last ones in, I think.
Okay.
Isn't this
Yeah.
a bench seat? Wouldn't we have 3 seats in the front?
There are 3 seats in the front, 3 seats in the back.
yeah.
So Claudette, where are you? Because I've got Ivy in the middle of the back, Leiden in the middle, or shotgun.
I was hoping for shotgun so I could protect with shield, but it is absolutely up to Claudette.
I
I
mean,
was
Very
one of the
has
last
to be in the
people
front. What?
So
Okay.
What'd you say?
I was one of the last people in because I was talking to.
Okay,
parents
so
the
you
whole
would have
time.
been. So you are rear driver.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got VLCIT at the bottom. Okay, that could have. All right. Okay, so as you start this car up, I want to give you an example of what this looks like as you roar out of there. As the ignition guns up, you are going to like feel the roar of the arcane engine as the electric currents begin spinning inside of the main hood. As that happens, all of the steel carved horses are going to suddenly kind of spring to life. Their flesh will shiver slightly and their eyes will start to glow, casting literally headlights in front of them. And as you are driving, it sounds like the squealing of tires, but also as spectral hooves are literally giving this car horsepower.
Oh my god.
Because I love this and I want this.
This is ridiculous.
All right. Let's do this. Okay. You stop there! Deploy! Overhead, you are going to hear as several drones deploy out of the dropship above. Directly in front of you, there are a pair of soldiers with basically with machine guns pointed at you and the building. They're going to be pivoting toward you. Very, you are first up, though. What would you like to do?
Oh, how close together are those two soldiers?
They are in your path, and they are 10 feet apart. Your car is 10 feet wide.
Oh, I am just...
Okay, if you're going to do that, let's do this. So, rushing into things. This is going to be... Boop, boop, boop. Crashing into creatures. May crash into a creature by entering its space. The creature may use its reaction to attempt to get out of the vehicle's way with a DC 10 dex save.
So am I using the traits from the...
You use the traits from the...
sent me?
You use the vehicle's traits. I believe so, yes.
Okay, so this is crushing wheels. The scavenger can move through the space of any large or smaller creature. When it does, the creature must succeed DC 12 dex save or take...
Oh yeah, because this one is harder to dodge. That is going to be 1 success and 1 absolute failure.
Okay.
So that is going to be 1d6. So you have moved... do me a favor, roll me 12d6.
12d6. I do not
Yeah,
have
you've moved
12.
120 feet.
Okay, let me just Google that 12d6.
12d6, please.
33.
Okay. That is... Okay, for at least 2 sizes larger. Yeah. Can continue moving through that. Otherwise, it comes to a sudden stop. Nope.
And then I guess I'll roll damage for that one that failed.
So that is the one for the one that failed. The other one manages to dodge out of the way, if I'm not mistaken. Do they take damage on a...
It doesn't say anything about a failure, but it takes damage on a success, but it takes 3d10 and knocked prone on a success, on a failure.
So that's basically if you just move into them. There are additional rules if you slam into them at high speed.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we just did. So you deal 1d6 for every 10 feet of movement you have moved.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I might be upgrading that slight. Well, hold on. If every 10 feet it is moved since its last turn. What's your movement speed?
Movement speed is 100.
Okay, so I'm slightly upgraded.
Unfortunately, the link you sent us for the scavenger doesn't have that much information on that.
So it's under the Infernal War Machines page, but is it the Scavenger you're using or the Tormentor?
The scavenger is the one that
You sent us the scavenger.
Do you want me to pull up
No,
the Tormentor?
I needed to be on the other one. Crushing Wheels. Yep, that works for me. All right, sounds good. Let's assume that it doesn't have grappling claws or harpoons.
I kind of figured that
I'm assuming
one.
that this is a luxury mobile.
Yeah.
But it can't be made prone, and its weapon attacks are magical, and that's including its bumper. You know what? I'll let you add an extra 2d10 in for crushing wheels, because this
Okay,
guy
so
totally
we're
failed.
We're
You know what?
gonna
Add 3d10 because you went over him. So the bumper hit him, and then you hit him.
Okay, so that's gonna be 6d10. Okay, let me just mute while I calculate this. That is going to be...
Oh, and add 5 to that.
And add 5?
Yeah, because the car has a strength. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, that's right. So that's going to be 42 bumper damage.
Is that on top of the 33?
Yes. That was the 6d10 you just asked me to roll.
3d10.
Then you just said to add 3d10.
No, just to do 3d10.
Oh, so just use the normal attack in
Normal,
the thing.
the 12d6 or whatever plus 3d10.
Oh, okay. Because I was already rolling 3d10 because that's what.
No. I was just saying, like, just add the 3d10.
Oh, okay. 33. New rules.
Well, actually, you know what? It was technically he was knocked prone by the time the wheels hit him. So I'm just gonna take it as is. So that was how much? 44 plus 33 plus 5?
That was 42
Yep.
plus 5 plus 33.
Cool. He had like 48 hit points. So what? How do you how you do this?
So Fairy's just gonna be like, ooh, oof, and just aim towards these guys, and right as they turn to face them, the driver's side like headlight is just gonna smash into this one dude, and he's just gonna go and get under the wheels, and then it's just gonna like basically.
I've always loved cars.
And he's just gonna be like,
ever since my father took me to the auto show.
and like when she passes, it'll be like one half of him's okay, the other half of him's okay, and then there's just a tire track down.
Just the middle, the squash middle, like in Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Very. That's gonna be your attack. What else are you doing? Are you gonna just do a full move?
Yeah, full move.
Okay, we'll say that you can use a bonus action to floor it.
Yeah, basically just trying to clear the scene.
Okay. Ivy, it is your turn. 3 drones are descending from overhead. Large bird-like entities with lights on the bellies. You can't really get a look at them from this angle. The lights kind of blinding you and distracting your dark vision. What do you do?
How far away are they?
50 feet and descending fast.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So, I have to, because in time of how this, like, an actual combat works versus how an actual vehicle moving works.
Yeah.
If on my turn, if I want to leave said vehicle and come back in that same turn, would I be able to do, like, equal movements?
Not really. You're kind of cemented, like, unless you do some crazy acrobatics.
Oh, so, like, my plan is wait till they get in 30 feet of range. Like, and then, like, it'd probably be on my next turn, unfortunately. But basically, fly to them, hit, throw dagger, teleport back in car, was my thought. If I could do that in a turn.
Yeah.
Probably not this turn.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, cool. So
just use your bonus action to throw the dagger.
Well, no, that's what I was gonna do.
Tell you what,
But
I'll make you the offer. I'll allow you to do it as allow you to throw the dagger at the car as a free action.
Yeah, but this turn's not gonna work. They're 50 feet away.
What's your fly speed?
30.
Is it?
Can I have it be 50?
Sure. That's mine now. All right, the offer has been accepted. You can, you'll be able to get 50 feet because of the velocity that Vary's driving with. If you extend your wings, they're gonna catch you basically like a parachute and.
Cool. So. Oh, but then I have to use my bonus action to go back, throw the dagger back. Oh
Yeah.
no, I can just save an attack. I can save one attack.
You can
So I'm
save
gonna
one
do-
attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So bonus action. Well, I guess she's gonna pop her wings up, fly towards one of the drones. She's going to, as she's flying, take out her sword, flick on the force damage button, and then cut herself, activating her lightning crimson right, and make an attack at the drone.
That sounds good to me. Go
Okay.
ahead and make me an attack roll, please.
Come on, Ivy, let's go. Alright. It's been a while.
Damn it.
So that's gonna be a 26. Does that hit?
No, it doesn't. It
Okay,
hits
okay.
really well.
Okay.
Damn. Okay, yeah, that's gonna hit for sure.
Okay, so D8 for the sword, then D6 for the lightning damage, and then I'm pretty sure it was a D6 for the force damage.
Okay, so this is lightning damage, right?
Lightning and force and regular.
Cool. Give me the lightning damage separately.
I figured. Cool, that's gonna be. I'll have it be the purple. That purple D6. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Okay. Oh, yes, I have to remember how to do this. That was +1. Okay. So, for the force and the just regular damage, it's gonna be... Oh my god, I can't do math. 13 points.
Okay.
And then the lightning is 5.
Lightning is 5. Okay. So slamming the side, and this is your normal sword. Okay. So your first attack is going to lance out, and this is 2 attacks or 1 attack.
This is 1 attack because I have to do my second attack is to throw the dagger back because I use my bonus action.
Do you have
activate
extra
my
attack as a
Christmas
blood
sword.
hunter?
I have 2 attacks. Yeah.
And you have your
For
bonus action.
I use my bonus action to do my crimson right.
Ah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
So I made
the
that sacrifice
first one
to
is
get
going
that.
to lash up, and you're going to see that this looks to be some type of mechanical bird-like creature that has a series of like tubes and turrets underneath its wings alongside of this glowing gem. It's going to screech, and you're going to slam your blade, dealing your crimson right directly into its chassis. Lightning is going to arc all over it. Your blade is actually... I need you to make me a dex save right now.
Okay. Fuck.
What is it?
Botched.
Your blade is going to get lodged in.
No!
You are now holding onto this thing. Your blade is lodged into it. It will take you an action to retrieve your sword. And this thing is going to, like, its wing starts to get damaged, and it's going to start plummeting to the ground. I need you to make me a strength save to not fall with it.
Okay, cool. And then I'd like to bonus as my second attack, throw my dagger at the car and try and teleport.
Okay?
Okay, strength. I rolled pretty fucking good since I add 0 to my strength. 19.
Okay, make me an attack roll versus the car.
Okay.
The
It's
Come up-
20 AC.
what? 20 AC? Come up with a good name for this car. So this car is called the Horse
Oh, that's cocked.
in...
That's out of the thing.
Just called the Redacted.
Alright, that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Okay, so Talfrin, you're going to see woof, as she launches to the air out of the seat, slams her blade into the side of this. You're going to be able to hold on to it as you hurl the blade back. There's going to be whoosh, and a dagger is going to pierce the seat right next to your thigh, punching into the rich Arginian leather, and then suddenly Ivy's going to be back in the seat, like wind still pushing her hair back. You're going to be able to hold on to your blade as you come back.
Sweet, cool. I was gonna ask that. I'm like, if I'm holding it, can I take it with me?
Yes, teleportation is the one way around that. Okay, that
I'm
is
just
going
gonna like smile and look at Talfrin and go, "You're up."
Actually, not quite. The soldier that dodged out of the way is going to look at his dead friend, chamber a cylinder in his gun, and aim and fire. I'm going to use a hurt them more to get advantage on this. And that is going to be a 28 to hit.
That hits.
I need everyone inside of the car to make me a dex save with disadvantage,
Okay.
including Crux.
Okay.
Oh my god, I rolled a 20 and a 19. So 22.
Did you?
Yeah, absolutely. I can show you.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
So Very got a 16 for Dex,
Okay.
Also 16.
and Crux got a 16.
Cool. Difficulty was 15, so anybody who gets...
Got 15. Great.
Cool. So anybody who succeeded on that with 15, you're gonna hear, "You son of a bitch," and a canister is going to land through the roof right between you and detonate. The grenade goes off, dealing 24 points of fire damage, which is reduced by half. I think Crux is dead.
That was 24?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, I need you to make me a dex save immediately to maintain control of the vehicle.
Okay.
So do we all take that damage?
Everybody takes 12 points of fire damage, which is reduced if you are immune to or resistant to.
Yeah.
So that grenade is going
That's
to go
12
boom.
points on top of the 20-something?
No,
Okay.
So 12 is
24,
what?
but if you saved, then it's
Yeah,
20. Then
I
it's
think
12.
everybody saved.
Oh, okay.
Saving throws, they're good. All right. Ooh, hello Raid. Good to see you there. We're in the middle of a car chase, which is weird for D&D, but just trust me. Just trust me, it's gonna work out. All right, so the soldier reaches back, fires in the magic grenade, which lands, detonates, hitting all 6 of you, destroying your homunculus as he goes, "What's up?" and just erupt.
It was 24. Sorry, it was a lot of numbers. 24
So
if
it's
you failed.
If you fail. If you succeed, it is 12 points of fire damage as the grenade goes off, like basically, and you can't really. You're gonna take some damage.
Then Crux is fine then. He has 15 hit points.
He has 15 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Crux goes, starts to be battered in a bit. All right, so that's Special's turn. The soldier is going to start chasing as best he can, but you're moving at 100 plus. You're moving at 3 times the speed. Claudette, you are in the back seat. Flames just went off, erupting all around you. What do you do?
Okay, so sounds like Very ran over the machine gun guys.
Yeah. So, do you want a quick recap of what's been going on?
Just what are my targets? Is there anything chasing us?
Okay, so here is
happening?
the layout as I see it. All right, so looking at this, so this is the mansion. Okay, you just busted out of the west wing. You're kind of doing this like you have like a big front garden with lots of fountains and stuff, and these
Standard
two like
stuff.
side pathways, like these where like deliveries come and where like people can drop cool stuff off. You're ripping up there. The front gate is up here. You've got to basically do a full loop to get to it. You've got a drop ship up on top of you, 3 drones overhead, 1 severely damaged and spiraling out. You are kind of driving up this way. There's a guy with a gun who's kind of just like launched a grenade into your car, and you are making your way up toward that gate. You are going to hit it at the beginning of round 3 at this speed. So right now there are 2 overhead drones that are following you, and a 3rd overhead drone that's basically dead. It will get an attack with disadvantage, but it's pretty hooped right now.
Okay.
That is all that is visible this round.
Okay. I guess I'll try and take
Oh,
phones.
sorry, what was that?
No.
You're glitching a little. Oh, you're back. Hey,
Okay, is it working now?
it is working now. So, basically, and thank you, Robin, for sending me the message to remind me to be more descriptive verbally. So basically, it's a large building with 2 circular paths leading out of it toward a central access point at the north gate. And you are driving out of the, if we're looking at the south that overlooks the water, at the back of the house, you are driving along the left road, which kind of swoops along the right road that swoops along the right side of the house, and are approaching the gate with 3 things overhead and 1 squish soldier behind you and 1 that just launched a grenade into your car. That make more sense? Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna try and take out the drones.
Okay.
I think. So I'm gonna go for the 2. I'm gonna ignore the one that's spiraling out.
Yeah, that's
now.
probably the best. Ivy screwed that thing's wing up pretty hardcore. These things are great. They're modified iron defenders.
I am going to upcast Scorching Ray.
Okay, sounds good. What do you know?
I'm gonna upcast it at a 5th level,
Okay.
because then I can divide it and do 3 shots to each drone. Or try to.
Okay.
Did that one that's spiraling out seem to not take much damage before going out, or?
Oh no, it took. That was a good hit. That was a solid hit. That was a good like 20 plus points of damage.
Or actually, if I outcast at 5th level, I can do 2 hits to each drone and 2 hits to the guy.
Oh. All right, do it.
I can split it. I can hit lots of targets. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try drone number 1 first. I rolled. Now, what do I add for a ranged spell attack? It's been so long.
So you add your intelligence plus your proficiency bonus.
So that
Ooh.
is
Spill water all over yourself.
a 21 and a 21. I rolled dual 13s.
Are you kidding me? Okay, that's
For
definitely
that,
gonna
so that
hit.
one is gonna get hit.
Okay.
Let's do the I'm just gonna do them one at a time to get them done.
Sounds good.
That's 20 points of fire damage.
Okay.
The other drone is going to get hit with a 21 and a 23 to hit. So I'm guessing that hits
those
as
are
well.
definitely both hits. Okay.
It's 22 damage.
Okay.
And then the dude. who does throw
Now,
to the fire.
hold on. Before you choose, because you can roll these one at a time. You're basically you
Yes.
can split them up. The drones are still moving.
Okay, fine. I'll hit them each with one.
Okay.
Yes, that's a nat 20 on one of them. Fuck yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
The other one is going to be a dirty 20.
That will definitely hit.
Uh, 17 damage for the nat 20 on one of them.
Okay. That one's going to explode in the air as your
And 12 on the other.
12. Okay. Your scorching rays are going. You know what? Why don't you tell me how this goes?
I think Claudette's basically going to kind of half, not stand up, but, you know, kind of brace yourself a little higher so you're not fully butt on the seat. And just kind of like, just flinging fire bolts, essentially. Like, hands wreathed in fire as she just, like, flings
All
these
right.
balls of fire at them.
And both of them are just going to ignite in the air, raining down pain, which really sucks because it is almost my turn. Talfrin, unless Claudette has anything else, it is Talfrin's turn.
I do not think I do. You know what? I'll activate Blade Song at the
Okay.
same time. Just to give me that better AC.
Nice. Okay, so you activate Blade Song and duck down in the seat. There you go. I fixed it. All right, Talfrin, you're up, and then the normies are up. Well, one of them's still up.
Perfect. Is there anyone that's actually within my range?
You can hold your action until the last drone tries to attack.
Yeah, I was either gonna do that or I was gonna hold the action until we like hit the gates next time
Okay.
and then just help open them.
Okay.
I guess I'd have to go up to the hood of the car then, wouldn't I?
You would.
'Cause it's long.
It is.
Yeah, I'm
it
gonna do
long,
that.
long car. You're gonna climb up on the hood.
I'm gonna do that.
Do it, do it, do
I'm
it.
gonna
do
do
it,
that.
do
And
it.
I'm gonna use
Come on,
like the
Tal.
grill in the front. I guess there's something. Oh no, it's not that car. It's one of the.
It's got
I'm
like
gonna use one of the little like
the horses.
divots. One of the divots to hold on to.
Okay, you can totally
Ride the
like
horse. Ride the
run
horses.
across the front. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Can you
do you
make
want-
me? So you'll have to make dex saves if the car takes damage, but until then, it's just rough terrain.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, so yeah, you can totally do that. Are you doing anything else with your action?
No. I'm just nervous that there's not going to be anything in range, so I'm not going to rage quite yet. But I am absolutely
Oh,
going to run.
don't
into the
worry.
front.
There's going to be something in range very, very soon.
Oh.
One moment.
Oh shit.
So you're in line of sight now. So what would you like to do?
Can I rage?
You can totally get angry while you're out there. I suggest it, to be honest. Be very angry that
Because,
you're out there.
You know what? You ripped the hood off this car. Screw that noise. I mean, when has property damage ever angered Talfrin? But anyways,
This was
we're
cool
in this
property
car.
damage.
This is our car now because
God.
of that.
That car costs 20,000 gold pieces minimum.
Oh,
And there's
shit.
already like the roof is gone, and there's like
No.
a
I mean, the
dagger
hood's fine.
dark
The
and
roof's what's
leather.
damaged. The roof's
Flashing.
what's damaged, not the hood.
And I have 2 GP.
I've
I-
none. I'm
I-
pretty sure I've none.
Think I have less.
You're gonna save
be
the
in
you're gonna
service
save
of
the
Belmont
Empire,
and
and then
your
you're still
life.
gonna be killed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The
Claudette's
Emperor doesn't
fault.
care about me,
It's
so I don't care about his
Vary's
property
just gonna
damage.
kill herself when she hits the bell. She's gonna be like, "Nope, I'm
Oh,
out."
probably. Oop.
And then you'll get resurrected and then
That's it.
forced to work again because Claudette's mom.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yep.
You will work this off.
You will
Ivy
work.
kind of loves Claudette's mom right now. She's like, this is a badass.
It is totally badass. You knew that I couldn't make
that's
the
wrong.
mom any less cool than the dad.
Okay,
And I just have to
I
grab.
rolled for my rage.
That's what I need.
Barry's
Okay.
just gonna leave Emrys at the end of this.
No.
Can you do me a favor? Roll me 3 times.
Okay.
So D100 3 times,
Oh,
please.
wow. So 30, 31, and 9.
30, 31, and 9. Oh my god. Okay. So
what we got.
climbing out, you enter a blood-curdling rage. And I have to look something up real quick. And that is, okay, 30, 31, and what was the other one?
9.
I'll start at 9.
9.
That is stupid, so not that one. Oh, balls, that would be hilarious. Okay, cool.
I like that. I like that.
31.
That's always a great reaction.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right,
that's
enemy
rough.
box,
Not that one.
dragon.
30, 31.
I don't know. I feel like I'd crush the car at that rate.
Yeah, we'd like just like shit. We'd all get like flung like a catapult.
At that
Oh,
point,
exactly.
nobody
I'd
could,
crush the front and be like, woo! The
at
back's
that
still
point,
going.
nobody could blame Barry for damaging the car.
No,
No,
that's
that
true.
would be my fault.
Okay, so do you want something that'll wreck the car? Do you want something that'll be really lucky, or do you want something that will? What do you feel like? What do you feel like?
Something cool. So probably not wrecking the car because that's our escape route, and I'm trying to actively help the car get through the gate.
Okay. All right. So as you enter your rage, there is going to be a strange, like, warbling in the air around you, and as that happens, all of your magical weapons are going to glow with a bright light that kind of like flitters back between like pink and blue on the spectrum. All magic weapons. Do me a favor. Roll me 2d4.
Okay. It's like Sleeping Beauty.
Yep.
2 and 1.
Okay, so for the next 3 rounds, all magic weapons are at a, you know what, it's your birthday. They're at a +3/+3.
Whoa!
All
Like,
magic,
Everyone's?
everyone's,
Everyone.
Like, just cast,
everyone
like, an
within 30
aura
feet of the
it?
car. Well,
Oh my
pretty-
gosh, Talfrin.
Which is
Nice.
unfortunate because as soon as Talfrin does that, I'm using my reaction to leap down onto the hood of the car. There's
okay.
going to be a ka-chunk,
Hello.
and a hooded figure is going to land on the front of the car, doing a crouch, is going to stand up, revealing the pale hair, red flesh, and singular horn of V. And you know what? I'm gonna make an attack on you, as
All right.
I am wont. I'm gonna use a hurt them more on this Talfrin. That is going to be a. Oh, actually, I don't have to. I have advantage because I'm an assassin. Duh. Perfect. That is going to be a. I can only do 1 attack on this, but that's a 26.
Hit.
Cool. Cool. Damn, son. Okay. I really wish that had crit. That's better. 9. 8, 6, 17, 22. 22 plus 3 plus 1 sec, 22, 26, 28 plus, this is dex base, so it's, okay, that's going to be 36 points of slashing damage.
Sure.
Which of course is going to turn into 18 when it hits you. And I need you to make me a constitution save.
Okay. Give me a quick moment. Okay, see there. It's gonna be 14.
14? Okay,
Yeah, I rolled
ooh,
like
only
shit.
a 14.
Yeah, I rolled like shit.
Okay, I actually didn't look up the poison because I didn't think that you were going to need it, but actually now I do. Give me 1 sec. Poison is in, so this is... Okay, so the contact poison. This is not purple worm. That would just be wrong. It's wyvern poison. DC 15. Okay, and I need you to make me a... Oh, so you just automatically do that. Okay. So that is 6, 10, 17. You're going to take 23 points of poison damage.
Okay.
As the blade slashes into you, and you're going to feel the wound begin to go just gangrenous and pussy as it kind of pulses into you. She's going to kind of slash you across the belly and look up at you. You're choosing bad company, slave. By the way, so you did movement. She had a reaction for the first time that anybody got beneath the where she was hiding. You haven't actually taken any actions yet.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I like popped rage as my bonus action, moved.
Yeah, so you still
And
have your
then-
normal attack if you'd like.
I'm absolutely
Okay.
going to do that.
All right, so you get 2 attacks. I'm going to flip the offer back over to get a parry off of one of these.
Okay. Let me see here.
So that is going to be... So basically that's just going to raise my armor class on one of these hits. So,
So I'm gonna roll one of my luckies. Use one of my luckies, I guess.
sounds good.
And so that's a 25 and a 27 to hit. Actually, sorry. I want to use Great Weapon Master. Oh, sorry.
It's your birthday, I'll allow it.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I would have done that. After the first one, I was like, the first roll, I was like, lucky. So, that would have been 19 and 21.
Okay. The 19 is going to miss.
Okay, that's fine.
But the 21 will hit because I can't dodge both of them. Unfortunately. So go ahead and give me damage, please.
Okay, that one was not the best, but that's going to be 26 slashing damage.
26 slashing damage?
Yeah.
Okay, that is... Okay. Hey, Ivy, how many hit points do you have, max?
82. Or 88, sorry. I'm at 82 right now. 88
Sounds
max.
good. All right. That, for no reason. Okay.
I'm so concerned.
Yeah.
She has 89 hit points then, because fuck you.
Fuck off.
She was just more rigorous about the gym.
I'm gonna fucking destroy her.
So,
Probably
So
gonna
mad.
go take someone to no one, bitch, and slash her.
so you'll slash her across the
Parry
chest.
slash.
And it's a very deep cut across like the top of her chest, scrapes across her armor, and then you bring your sword down, and she's actually going to, with the long sword that she is wielding, flick it up and catch your blade, kind of putting her hand on the haft, and pushing it back against your rage. I like this one. You've got spunk. I can see why they branded you. And we are down to Normie. All right, the drone is going to try to fling down and try to pop. Back seat is Talfrin climbed up. Ivy, the drone that you hurt is going to try to hurt you back with disadvantage. It's going to try to aim at you. It's going to... Nope.
Please botch. Please botch.
It botched.
Can I take a reaction opportunity attack on it?
I mean, if you want to, it's just going to crash into the ground and explode.
I still want to hit it.
Nice.
I want to.
Okay, sure. You can make me an opportunity attack. Go ahead. I rolled a 3 and a 1.
Great. I love it. I gotta love it when that happens. That's gonna be a
Love that for them.
23.
23? Yeah, you just, like, you don't even really look... Do you want to use the side of your wing or your sword?
Side of the wing for sure.
Okay, so you're just gonna, like, biff, and it goes poof, poof, onto the ground next to you. Okay, and Leiden, it is your turn. So you are in the front. Talfrin just climbed over you and is engaged in a Mortal Kombat duel on the front of this vehicle.
Yes, and there's a gate coming up.
There's a gate coming up.
Do I know where the switch for the gate is? Is it in the car? Is there a remote switch in the car?
You can spend your bonus action making a search check for it.
Sure. Oh, good. That's a decent roll. Do you want me to investigate this, or?
I mean, if you rolled, you kind of have to.
Yeah. I just
can't-
wasn't sure what I was adding to it, because I rolled an 18, so if it's investigation, it's going to be a 23.
Yeah, you're going to open the what you assume is a glove compartment and find that there is a magical like little button there.
Slam the button!
There actually, one second. There are 2 buttons actually. There's a red button and a blue button.
Blue button!
Okay. You're gonna hear.
Okay.
And the doors are going to start to open. They're kind of slow though.
That's, you know what? It's the best I can do. But, so can I do that as my, free action to slam it, or since I was doing
You can do this free action slam it. You can hit the red one too if you want.
Sure.
I need a dex save
I'm
off
just gonna
of-
slam both of them.
Okay. Very, Talfrin, and V need to make dex saves, please.
Do I also need to dex
Let's
save?
fucking
Nope.
go.
Very's doing it with the car.
Oh,
So actually, you're doing a actually give me a drive check, Very.
Coming up.
And I need dex saves off of Talfrin and V. V got a nat 20.
Curse.
Fuck off.
I
V.
got
Fuck off.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay, so the car is going to double its speed for a round. You are.
And the car got 21.
Okay, you're fine. You managed to maintain control of the car.
25,
So you found the nitrous booster because family. You are going to, and like the car is going to jump to 200 feet per round. So Leiden, what would you like to do with the rest of your action?
I was gonna cast guiding bolts on V.
You still may.
Okay, I need to do a ranged spell attack.
The chat is asking if Very has her license.
No, not for this.
Probably not.
Not for this.
Car
one.
isn't like a license. I think this is a probably a prototype or something, or a super top secret.
It's a Sato mobile.
Oh no. Okay, well I don't think this hits.
You have inspiration.
I was going to say, can I use my inspiration to re-roll?
Yeah.
Because I don't think what is that? That would have been a 15. Come on, baby. Oh, what's that? That's a 17.
Also,
Wait, I have determination.
you do. Also, real quick, Kat pointed out earlier that homunculus servants have evasion, so Crux did not take any damage. Just Very.
That's good. Okay, so if I spend my determination, that makes it a 22.
That will hit.
Okay, I've spent both my determination and my inspiration. Okay. Let me just pull this thing right back up again.
Okay,
I need
the
to
offer is
do-
back on the table, by the way, just in case anybody needs to cheat. I'm using a coin that's actually much easier to tell the difference because it has a knob on top. It's from Lindorm. I love these guys.
Okay.
You can hardly expect any peace for troublemakers.
So 46 radiant, which ended up being a 10.
And Leiden gets determination back.
Yay! So that's 10 and 10 radiant, and the next attack roll made against that target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
10 radiant?
And they have a mystical dim glittering light on that target, yes.
That sucked for me.
I'm double checking if there's anything else I get special for being an ASMR if I haven't popped anything.
I don't think so. I think they all take actions. All right, so
Yeah.
that is going to be a blam blam. You blast with guiding bolt. It's going to strike into V. She's going to growl at you. Very, it's your turn. The gate's coming up. It's not open yet. In fact, that speed boost means that it's not open yet. You can try to do a donut, or you can just push through.
Yo, we're just gonna push through, I think.
Okay, make me a drive check.
Okay. And then can I also make an attack roll too on V?
You can...
With disadvantage, I guess? Something?
I'll let you make a single attack with disadvantage.
Okay, because I figure, like, now that the roof's gone, I can probably, like, shoot above the window.
You're going to make your drive check with disadvantage too, though.
Okay.
Okay. Because you're basically, like... You've never driven a car before, so...
So
Yeah.
so with Leadin's guiding bolt, you'd roll that flat for V.
Yeah, you roll that flat for V.
I was gonna use that.
Okay. So for drive, she got 17 on the low one.
Okay.
And for her shooty shoot, that is going to be... Ooh, that was almost a nat 20. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
You just rolled flat, right?
Yeah, I just rolled flat.
Okay. All right. So that's
So
definitely going to be a
25
hit. Roll me damage. And also, I need you to make me a strength check for the car.
You got it. So damage is going to be 14 piercing, magical.
Okay.
And
I am going to use Uncanny Dodge. Because I don't want to.
keep your secrets. And strength check for the car is going to be... That's a +5. That's going to be 17 for the car.
17 for the car. Okay, that will just barely beat the gate. So that is going to rip through side of the car. That is going to deal... Ooh, that's going to be another 16 points of damage to the car as like parts of the side are ripped off of it. Can I please get everyone on the hood to make me another dex save?
Let's go.
That is going to be...
That's an 18.
That is a 15 off of it's off of V, so that is going to be a bear fail on this. V is going to slip and go prone.
Oh, nice.
She acts before you though. So Ivy and then V is on deck.
Perfect. So how much room is on the hood?
It's about 20 feet.
Okay, cool.
Everyone get on
Like, did you look at the picture I was...
I did. I just want to make sure it was actually like that large. 'Cause you said it looked maybe a little bit different. I didn't know if it meant that it was as.
It's like that, but there's like all sorts of like ornamental horses, mostly along
Okay,
the edge,
cool.
kind of like
Cool,
crashing
cool, cool.
waves.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so Ivy's
We will be
going to
taking a break
take-
shortly. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Ivy's gonna take her dagger, throw it at V and lodge it, and teleport to her that way.
I think that's a good idea. Make me an attack roll.
Nice.
Will it be a disadvantage since she's prone?
It is disadvantage because she's prone. You have inspiration.
Well, I'm gonna use my inspiration to make that flat.
Sounds good. All right, do it.
Didn't it used to be if you're hitting something that's prone, you get advantage on hit?
If
If
it's-
you're within 5
But I'm
feet.
throwing a dagger.
If it's ranged
so-
attacks, you're taking cover.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. So I just rolled a natural 20 on my sister.
Okay.
Nice.
So like 29 to hit.
Nice!
Okay, good. All right, so that's going to be... don't forget that all... Oh, by the way, Very, you didn't add the additional... That's a magic weapon you're using, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, don't forget that's an additional +3 attack and damage because of Talfrin's Rage. Also, Talfrin, don't forget the +3 that you
plus
get
3.
because you magically imbued all magic weapons.
Yeah.
So
So,
2d4.
So that's
Oh my
actually
God.
another 3 points of damage.
Yeah,
Did you
so
remember
then
to add that before, Talfrin?
nope.
Okay, so that's another 3, so she is down to a flat number. That's nice and easy. Ivy, that is
Okay.
going to hurl across, jab right into... where are you hitting her with this?
So she's kind of prone, so I think she's gonna try and clip.
Like the thigh and glute area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stiff
Go
her
for
right
that
in the
cake,
ass.
cake,
Like,
cake.
yeah.
Yep. Because I'm a pain in... You've always said I was a pain in your ass. Let's see it.
As you kind of coalesce in mist and smoke around the blade.
Yeah, cool. So for the dagger damage, that's going to be...
God damn it. So it's a D4 because it's a dagger.
Yeah, so 2d4 I rolled because it's a crit.
Yep.
Then plus...
Plus 3,
7.
plus dex, plus...
Yeah. So plus
And what type of, it was a plus, did I say it was a plus 1 or a plus 2? I think it was a plus 1.
It was a plus 1. Oh, so it's on top of the
So the plus 3 is on top of anything.
Oh shit, so it's a plus 4.
It's a
Okay,
plus
so
4.
plus
No,
8.
this rage boost is ridiculous.
Holy shit. Okay. Thank you, Talfrin. Okay, so it's
course.
plus 8 on top of 6. So 14 points for the dagger damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make 2 attacks with my sword.
Okay.
That's lightning and force.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm fucking mad at my sister.
Okay. I had to use my uncanny dodge on that shot.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, Barry. Okay. I'm gonna use my determination for one of those hits.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be a 22 and then
That's a hit.
a 21.
Okay, go ahead.
Cool, okay. So, D8. Do you need the damage separate for her?
No, I
lightning,
do not.
force,
She
and
does
normal?
not have separate damage.
Okay, so lightning, force, and normal. Perfect. That's a lot of dice. Excusez-moi. Come on, Ivy. Alright, that's pretty damn good.
I'm glad I have a hurt them more and a drama bomb still.
balls. Okay, so 10, 22, 29 plus 8, 30, 29 plus 8, 37, plus, it's a plus 1, so 37, 38, 39, and then plus 6, 45 points of damage.
Jesus fuck. Okay.
Oh, and I would like to, I can, as it's just a special, I can choose to sear an arcane mark, so anytime she makes an attack against me or anyone I see within 5 feet, she takes 3 psychic damage every time.
Okay.
And I automatically know where she is.
I would like you to describe, she is still alive.
Okay.
I want you to describe something physiological. You're going to leave something with her from this.
Okay, cool.
What is it? So she is a tiefling. She's not nearly as scarred up as you. Her skin is slightly red tinted.
Yeah.
And was it her hair that was pale, or was her hair red from the
Her
beginning?
hair was pale and her skin is red.
Her skin is reddish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she has one horn where the other one was cleft off.
So, did she give me the eye scar? Was it V? I forget now.
She gave you one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, she gave me one. So I think, because that was from Mommy Dearest.
Yeah.
So I think she's going to go on the opposite side of V and say, "Now we can match, sister." And she will take her. I guess the blade would be weird.
I think
so
I think that's better. A better line after you just kind of like wildly slash out and like slash along her face. And, now we match. Like
yeah,
that
that's
type
true.
of thing.
Yeah, so as she's like wildly slashing with the first hit, and then for like the second one, maybe she's more precise and goes for like the
Oh, that's gonna
side
go.
of the stomach.
That's gonna go right up into the ribs and into the
Yeah.
sweet spot.
And then she pushes it in, and she's like, "Now we match, sister."
She coughs a bit of blood out of her mouth. I'm gonna spend my drama bomb and my hurt them more, and she's gonna look up at you. Betrayal suits you, sister. And is going to roll off of the car, taking the disengage action on her turn. To roll off onto the ground, taking the additional damage as she... Shit.
Okay, cool. Because I was gonna totally jump off and fly with her off the car, as my movement.
As you were going to as your movement?
Yeah, it was gonna be my movement. Was fine, trying to see if I could like fly off the car with her to push her onto the ground.
I'm gonna use my drama bomb to say that she doesn't.
Yeah, that's fine.
However, because this is a drama bomb, she's going to roll off onto the ground and then bleed profusely. However, there's something that is flashing on the hood of the car. Beep, 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 beep. And that is going to go off on Normie round. All right, so that is her round. You still have your movement, Ivy. What would you like to do?
I think Ivy's gonna fly off the car. I think she's gonna, like... She's kind of focused on her sister right now rather than the teammates.
Okay.
So, I don't know if I could grab the blinking thing on top of the car or not.
It seems to be magnetized.
Oh, that's fun.
You can spend your action trying to grab it, or you can move.
I've already used both my action and...
You can spend your movement trying to grab it, or you can move. Beep, beep, beep.
I'll
3,
spend my
2
action to try to grab it.
Okay, go ahead and make me a strength check.
Okay. Oh. Nope, that's a 4.
Okay, so you reach down and you still pull it. It's really on there. It's about this. It's like a little hexagon about the size of like a Danish, but much more dangerous.
A danger Danish.
A danger Danish. That's a good band name. Danish Danger is also good. All right, so that's going to be your turn. Claudette, it is your turn. And then Talfrin's on deck. Claudette, what do? You see that the tiefling rolls off into the brush and vanishes.
Yeah. And that she left this thing on the car.
Yes, you're going to definitely see it beep, beep, beeping directly in front of you. The camera's going to pan back into the back seat where you are.
Do I recognize what this is?
Well, you know what? It's Emrys, so this is like pseudoscience. It's definitely bad.
Is it likely being magnetized by magic?
Yeah, probably.
Dispel magic.
Fuck.
Yes! 120 feet, baby!
What's so that is...
It auto-dispels stuff of...
Third
fourth
level.
level.
Fourth level? Is it fourth level or third level? I can't
One
remember.
sec.
Because it makes a difference.
Third level or lower on the target ends. Fourth level, I have to make an ability check.
Make me an ability check.
Okay.
Asking Christine to roll dice is always stupid, but I'm going to do it anyway. You have
The
inspiration.
DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay.
Okay, so ability check, so that would be int. 24.
Okay, so you beat the DC by 10. So you are going to demagnetize it. The holding effect is going to go on there. The actual reaction is going to be is a scientific reaction. So it's not going to not explode. However,
But it's suddenly going to come loose in Ivy's
click.
hand.
Yeah. So Ivy, you're going to I need Ivy make me a dex save immediately, not to fall off this car.
Oh god, okay.
Can I have shouted a warning? Like, you know what? Dispel Magic's vocal and
It's
somatic.
fine,
You're
27 dex
racing
save.
on it. Oh.
Okay, so you're gonna suddenly jerk back and
But then like her wings kind of she's figuring out how to use her wings, so she'll like reflexively flutter to like rebalance herself on the car.
honestly, you feel really strong all of a sudden. You're like, "Nyeh, nyeh, boop." I mean, yeah.
You're
Yeah, she'll
welcome.
basically do that, go like and like smile holding it.
Okay, Claudette, do you have anything else you're doing with your round? So the car is speeding down the main street, the main drag of Duchesne.
Okay, so we're out of the...
You're through the gates. You just tore through them, and you
Is
are
anything chasing us?
Not at this moment.
Okay.
You know what? Let make me. What's your passive perception?
Passive, not very good. 12.
12. Yes. There is. You're gonna hear. You know what? They would have spotlight. There's a manned drone overhead. Basically, a heavy-duty version of what you fought before that is manned by an actual soldier.
Okay, and it's up high though, right?
It's basically like, okay, what I need you to picture is, picture like a motorcycle. Okay, you know the Green Goblin,
Yes.
glider, that, but with like a stool.
Okay, but it's up high, right?
It's rapidly approaching. It's about 60 feet away at this round. Yeah.
Up high or down at our level?
It is 45. So it is diagonally back from you 60 feet in the air at a 45-degree angle.
Okay, so up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to get this out because I have a fucking immovable rod I've not been able to use yet. But that would only work at my level.
I will allow you to hold an action for the moment that it descends to your level.
Yes, please. Well, I guess, would that be a bonus action though to activate it?
No.
Or action?
It's
okay.
It's a button. Alternatively,
Okay,
I
then
will allow
can't, 'cause
you
I've
to.
spent my action.
Is Mage Hand an action or a bonus action?
I do not have Mage Hand.
You don't have Mage Hand?
No.
Okay, well then so much for that.
It's a attacky wizard.
I think it's a whole action, though.
Is
Yeah,
it a whole
most
action?
cantrips
That's
are.
too bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll let you hold that until it descends. Talfrin, you're up.
Can I do that if I've already spent my action though?
To hold a reaction? Yes, you may.
Okay.
There you go. I've taken the offer.
Nice.
Okay. Talfrin, it is your turn. Ivy is holding a blinking, likely a bomb.
Absolutely.
And there's a
is.
guy who's flying down in a glider right there.
All right. I can make 2 attacks, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I want to get rid of that and smack it out of her hand.
Okay. Do you want to take it and throw it at the guy?
Oh my god. Yes, absolutely.
I don't think Ivy's gonna fight you if you're just like.
Nope. If you grab for it,
Throw that.
Ivy's basically like, yup, take it. I'm bad at
So scream it.
Infusing it with the rage inside me.
Just like every Major League Baseball player. Got ya.
Amazing. I love it. Okay.
All right, so you're gonna make me a throw. Scream at the bomb. Scream at it.
Give it
got it.
inspiration
I got
by
it.
screaming at it.
Yeah, I was gonna use my inspiration. And then I got a nat 20.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's, you know what I'm gonna say, Claudette, you're gonna see what's going to happen. You can choose to have your dispel magic end.
Oh, on the
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Okay, so ka-chink. Also, the guy's wearing a metal breastplate. Says ka-chink.
Oh, right there. Wow.
Uh-oh.
What would you like to do with the rest of your action, Talfrin?
Can I stab him for good measure?
He's about
he
60
that
feet
close?
away. So if you have something that allows you
never mind.
to stab at 60 feet, the world's in trouble.
Oh my god, I wish. No, I don't. That I guess that's probably about it. I don't have any bonus actions.
okay.
No, that's a whole ass action to infuse something. Hold on, sorry. Yeah, bolstering magic is a whole action. Yeah, I don't really have.
Also, you didn't roll for your feet because I cut you.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Next time.
Well, you
Also,
can go...
it's only once per long rest.
No, you can use it your proficiency per long rest
Proficiency per long rest. Okay.
because that feat is
Okay.
broken.
4 times per long rest. It's very good.
I'm curious
That's
what you
okay,
would have
though.
rolled. It would have been.
I'm curious too.
Oh God, that would have just like blown her back. That would have been amazing.
Next time.
Next time, Gadget.
Next time, Gadget.
Okay.
All right.
So that's going to fly up, ping to him, and if that's the end of your round, that's going to tick over, which means that bomb is going to detonate at the beginning of the turn. I need to make a dex save with disadvantage because it's attached to me. I got a 7 and a 5, so that's not good. Okay. I'm a soldier. I'm a special paratrooper soldier, which means I have 60 hit points. However, I have a bomb attached to me that's meant to take out vehicles. Cool. Cool. I'm going to say that you don't even see any remnants of this guy as...
Just pink mist.
No, it burns up. Like, it's just...
Oh.
It's just a cloud of smoke.
Oh.
So that's just All right. And with that, you think that there might be some people following you coming in from the side. You are going to see that a couple of lights descend from the dropship behind you. But you begin to pull into the main drag of Duchesne. And as you do, I think that's a good time for us to take a break. As the chaos behind you continues. So folks, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hi, how you doing? Welcome back. This is Let's Talk to the Chat. Let's put a timer on the clock. Let's be done with this by 10:05 so we can get into some more drama and in game with a bang. So, hi folks, how's it going? I hope you're all doing well and that everything is going well for you. That we had a car chase, so that was fun. I really like this car. I like that it has spectral horsepower.
It's so great.
Spectral HP. That's horsepower.
I like that we didn't even get out of like the garage before we'd already just like.
That's because you let Kat touch anything that is related to, like, Kat. You're gonna be an act like. Don't be your characters in real life. That's all I can say.
I have emotions. But
you also wonder why I don't necessarily want to get in a plane with you. Because I've played characters where I've gotten in planes with you and seen how well that went. They usually survive. I will give you that.
that being said, well, I have emotions. I do have significant difficulties picking up social cues.
Don't we all?
But in a plane, safety is always number one.
Yeah, I was thinking you're gonna say in a plane you don't need social cues.
In a plane, you don't need emotions.
Or social cues.
True. All you need to know is how to be as safe as possible with what you're doing.
This is true.
There.
Okay, I have a question.
Flying today.
So this this vehicle be called? Hold on, I'm gonna check Persian. That's of course the Persian translation would be written in Persian. Let's see. I've already checked German, so that would be preferred.
See, all I'm thinking of is the vehicle that you had in the Heroes for the Holidays.
Oh, the Sleipnir?
Trying to come up with names for this thing?
Sleipnir. Yeah,
Well, because I
Sleipnir.
kind of, if I use the Swedish name, it's Hast. Du hast. Dun 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 dun.
Du hast mich.
Yeah, it's you know it's your birthday, Kaylin. This is the Du hast.
Yes.
Du hast
Nice.
mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Anyway, hello everybody, welcome. If you are joining us for the first time or are sticking around on Array, this is a portion of the game where we talk to the chat for about 10 minutes, and you can ask us any questions. We'd like to stay in character as much as possible, but if you have any questions, comments, whatever, please let us know, and we will answer them. We'll answer basically any question that isn't like our social insurance numbers. Yeah, so hit that up. Also, during the break, we were off camera just having like a quick refreshment. I was talking about, I saw Ghostbusters Afterlife last night, and no spoilers. I will say, in my opinion, it was the second best Ghostbusters movie. When you think about the Ghostbusters movies, that's actually not very hard to rank it that way, because Ghostbusters 2016 were real bad, and that's not don't put the evil on me of all the guys who said it was bad. It was just bad. And Ghostbusters 2 was also pretty bad. But if you like Ghostbusters, because I think Kat, you like Ghostbusters, right?
I love Ghostbusters.
I think you should see it. It's actually really good, and I think parts of it are going to make you cry.
I might go see it on my weekend.
I think you should. I really think you should. I might go see it a second time sometime soon, so hit me up.
Well, we should go on the weekend.
When is the weekend for you?
Sunday, Monday.
Maybe. We'll see how if I get caught up on stuff. Because Monday night is...
Every other day, my evenings are completely taken.
There are Germans who don't speak German? Yeah. The new... Of course, Wonka's seeing the Resident Evil movie. But yeah, if you like Ghostbusters, go see it. Don't listen to the reviewers. It's got a lot of nostalgia in it. Like, it's a very nostalgia heavy movie, but they managed to do their own thing with it. without it seeming. A lot of the reviews were like, "Oh, it's so nostalgic that it's like bad." It's not. It's okay.
I love nostalgia movies for stuff that I really like.
It's really like it's kind of like it's like Ghostbusters mixed with Stranger Things, because I mean they've got Finn Wolfhard there, so it's like literally. I will say he's not the main character of the movie. Like the main character of the movie is McKenna. What's her name, Christine? It was McKenna.
I don't remember what her last name was.
Anyway, there was a little girl. She's awesome. Like
she's gotta have back problems though from carrying that whole fucking movie.
There you go. You stole my joke and I love it. She carries the movie like Adam Driver carried the sequel trilogy. Like that same level of like when they're on screen, the movie is good even if it's bad. Like even the worst.
Overall, the movie was really good. You don't have to have seen the first Ghostbusters movie to be able to watch this one.
Yeah, it is a standalone. I was gonna disagree with you on the drive home last night. So hey, welcome to the stream. So classes: Wizard, Bladesinger,
Wizard,
Cleric of the Grave, Artificer in the bottom corner, Blood Hunter, so the Mercer class, and Wild Magic Barbarian directly beneath me, and Dungeon Master. So good to see you, Erica. And John, good to see you. There are a couple of reviewers that I really like. There's an online reviewer on YouTube called Chris Stuckman that I generally agree with a lot of his opinions on things. McKenna Grace, thank you. And Christine, I found out why McKenna Grace looks familiar. She was in Hill House. She was young Theo.
Oh.
By the way, if you have not watched The Haunting of Hill House and you like horror even in the slightest,
isn't that actress who's like the young version of everyone?
Yeah.
In so many movies.
And she's great.
What's her name?
She's actually a good child actor.
McKenna Grace, and she's like 16 now or something like that. She's getting old. She plays 12 in this movie, but it was filmed 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But she's really, really good. Like she really surprised me in the film about like being able to be. Oh, she's only 15. God, she's so talented. It's frustrating how talented she is. Anyway, I can't say a single word. Don't Google Ghostbusters. Don't look up anything about it. Just go see it, or pay to stream it or something like that. Like support movies. It was made with a lot of love, but it's weird because they open the movie with a before the movie there is a message from Jason Reitman, the director, the son of Ivan Reitman, asking basically explaining that his dad sat next to him on the production the entire time and was because Ivan Reitman directed Ghostbusters, right? And his dad's literally sitting next to him critiquing everything he's doing and weighing in on stuff, and he's like, yeah, so it's a family movie in a very awkward way. Imagine your dad going to work with you. Yeah, it's really fun. But he also does a no spoilers call, which is very interesting. See, I want to see Dune. I really want to see Dune.
I apparently had no idea what Dune was until I saw it, and it was not what I thought it was. I just knew it had giant sandworms, and then I went to see it, and I'm like, okay, now I'm invested, and I have to know what happens in the rest of this.
Nice. Jeremy Johns.
You should see Dune.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
I should see Dune. I want to see it while it's still in theater so I can get the big screen effect.
Yeah,
because it seems like it's one of those movies. I really, really want. Okay, the movie I really wanted to see, besides Last Night in Soho, which we weren't able to see, I really wanted to see The Last Duel. Anyway, how's everybody else?
I'm still thinking about Dune.
How you Dune? Oh, thank you. Sorry, Robin, I didn't see that message till just now. So New Year's projects. We have a bunch of New Year's projects coming, so quick reminder, folks, that if you like what we do here at Dork Tales and would like to see me continue doing these things, my work is dicking me around, and patreon.com/dorktales. Because holy shit, my work is totally screwing me, and that little bit of extra income would be fantastic to help do more things. In the new year, we're getting another podcast off the ground. It's going to be a hopefully a once-a-week podcast in a more funny style of D&D rather than our epic style, with some of my funnier people, but we'll see once I cast that. And then also, what was the other New Year's thing? We have a new campaign that is starting to replace Reign of Emrys when this ends in a few weeks. It is going to be starting up sometime in January. I'm not sure when exactly. It's going to be on Tuesday nights, and it is set in the province of Exelar, which is basically Bloodborne land. So enjoy that. It is awesome, and the look on Christine's face when I told her what the final villain, well, one of the final villains was just. Can I get a peek at what that looked like, Christine?
You're fucked.
Yeah, basically. You'll love it. And then what was the other thing? There was one more, and then Robin, you've been threatening to run a D&D game either via podcast or on the channel, where I get to be Goat Warlock.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I want to be Goat Warlock. But if you want that, you have to go and subscribe on Patreon. Or you have to go to patreon.com/dorktales and help make that. I should make that a new goal. I'm gonna make that a new goal. Robin runs a game. I'll have to buy.
But I want to actually run it.
We keep meeting goals. It's really crazy. Like I'm like, now we're never gonna do. Oh shit. Of course, originally, folks, here's how you get value added on Dork Tales. A lot of gaming streams, you get one game per week or 2 weeks. On Dork Tales, 2 years ago, I will add another game onto our Patreon. We hit that, and then I ran 2 more games a week. I run 4 nights a week, so you're really getting your money's worth. And plus, I need to get all of you for our behind the scenes podcast soon.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's chat next Sunday. Is it next Friday that we're changing our schedule?
Yeah, next Friday
Yes.
doesn't work for me. It's my grandma's 91st
That's right.
birthday.
So we don't have game next
my
Friday.
brother's in
So
town.
next game is going to be the Sunday after this. Which reminder that if you have been missing our Deadlands Cowboy game, it is this Sunday, and it is rootin' and tootin'. Because remember, always be rootin', be tootin', but most importantly, be kind. What?
I'm vaguely trying to come up with an idea for another disaster trio game. My brain keeps saying community service. I'm gonna work with it a bit, and I'll get back to you on that because I know people were asking for that around Extra Life.
I will always paint myself, Amy.
Okay.
Although, well, actually, you know what? Let's talk right now. Let's take 3 more minutes to round this up to like 10-10-ish. So chat, right now, there's also an additional thing that is happening in December, and that is the response and idiocy, I can say idiocy, behind our Extra Life game that Krista was running for Bassick Park was so loud that she is going to continue to run it for like 2 or 3 more games. However, I don't have any extra graphics, and I'm not going to ask my graphic designer to make additional graphics for this. Also, my God, who would want to make graphics for that? It is a game with megalodons and giant Furbies, and it has a wiki page thanks to Trizelta. So, is it MK? Is it your birthday too? Happy birthday, dude! Sorry, I haven't been watching.
Just looked over.
Time zones.
Hey.
His birthday 27th, so it is
Oh, thanks,
their
Patsy.
birthday in their time zone. So for 2 hours, our birthdays overlap.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that game is going to continue. You can find Caitlin in that one, as well as Bricarius from twitch.tv/Bricarius, Jacob from Crimson Art Cosplay, Chris Blog, and which always sounds like I'm talking about a crisp log. Chris
Yeah,
Blog.
I
Like
guess
Chris
so.
Pratt is a Chris
I
Pratt,
thought about that before.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, so I
and
just think
who-
Chris Blog is just like he
Oh,
has his own
gotcha.
blog.
right? I know. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah.
And Hailiiz, who is one of the fantastic artists that we're friends with here. So you should definitely tune in. It's going to be really weird. That's going to run on Saturdays at noon once a month. But because we're doing that, I don't have any extra graphics. So technically, it's an Extra Life game, which means that you can help donate to raise money for BC Children's Hospital and keep influencing things. So Amy, if you wanted to run some stuff in December during some of our quiet periods, we could make it an additional Extra Life game.
I mean, you say December like there's any quiet period in December, but potentially.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or I might be able to swing something in
Or
to
early
kick off
January. Well, 'cause
yeah,
I
kick
think-
off our rebooting, like when we re-sign up for 2022.
So,
Maybe.
resign.
I'll let you know when I
well,
have a concrete idea.
So, I don't think Extra Life ends until January 14th. I think that's the
No, I
ending.
thought it was maybe.
I
It's
think
always
it's
been December 31st.
Yeah,
Has it
it's
always been-
December
Yeah,
31st.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Always just for the year.
well, we can run an extra life thing in. Ooh, that's a mouthful. In February or March, because there's no. Also, we got to talk about Dork Expo. Do you guys want another Dork Tales Expo? You do.
I mean,
You-
I'm down.
You know
I'm
you
down.
do. I'm talking to the chat, but I know you. I know you do. I want to do more polls and talks and stuff like that because
Yeah.
I think that's been really good. We've had a bunch of comments on YouTube of people who have been like we get a lot of comments that are like actually overwhelmingly positive on YouTube. It's very nice, and then we get a couple of like trolly comments that are like, "You guys talk too much." Like, well, it's a role playing game. That's what we do, man. Like, what do you? This is all talking. This is
what we
verbal
do.
storytelling. But then we get some that are like. The biggest complaint that we get is like 1 out of every 40 good compliments is one random white dude complaining about pronoun use. It's really weird. And it's always a dude. And I'm not being weird about this. They always have a name that obviously says they're a dude, like, like sexy dude 23. Or they've got a picture of a guy as their profile picture with like the Kyle glasses and like a backwards hat. It's always a guy like that. It's always like the guy that tries to like bum beers and smokes off you at like a tailgate.
And they're
Or-
always holding a fish.
They're always holding a
Or-
fish. Where do they get these fish? Yes, sorry,
There's
Kayla.
two, I would say, or the incel anime character.
Yes, that is true. So, and it's really weird because like when you go through our games, pronoun use takes 2 seconds of each. It takes less than 10 seconds for the entire game to do a pronoun. It literally, our pronoun drops literally go, "Hi, my name's, hey, I'm Kelly, I'm the Dungeon Master. Are you seeing him? I'm very happy." That took less than a second for me to drop my pronouns. And we have a lot of players who are members of the LGBT community who use either alternative pronouns or use pronouns that may not be obvious if you're just like, say, like listening to their voices right off the bat, because they're maybe just starting to use different pronouns, or maybe in the process of like doing all sorts of things, or maybe they just don't give a shit. They want to use their own thing, right? It's so weird. It's so
Maybe
weird.
they're born with it. Maybe they're transitioning.
Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. So
But
anyway,
we're all easy breezy, beautiful cover girl.
except for the cover squirrel.
We don't talk about the cover squirrel.
I wouldn't do. Anyway, it's really interesting though to see like the type of comments we get about that, and people are like, "Well," I had one guy engage recently. He's like, "Well, why do you use this? It's weird." And I wrote this huge reply, and then Google Chrome crashed, and I lost it. I'm like, whatever. But I was trying to do like a nice explain because he didn't seem to be super trolly. But the reason I bring this up is in Dork Tales Expo, we actually had a big discussion about pronoun use in games, especially when you have guest characters and you're playing with new people, and how that can be really, really beneficial for both mental health and inclusion, and just like little things like that. And I think a lot of people actually, the number of people who commented that Dork X, like, I don't know, helped them out of the closet a little bit. It was definitely kind of surprising. It was very nice. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I think there is definitely some. There's a lot of merit to doing it, and I think it would be good to bring back since there's a lot of stuff that we talk about and like to talk about. So
That's fair. Also, I'm going to do a quick shout out. Trizelta, our wiki master. Hey, thank you so much for going through and changing all of that. Trizelta is fantastic. And actually, I woke up to a bunch of messages from being like, "So what about these games? Yo, what up? What about this? What about this? What about this?" And it's fantastic, man. Thank you for all the hard work. Yeah, some people just don't. Well, it's just weird. Like, I think for like, I don't know, for boomers, it's like kind of weird. I don't know. I guess I kind of get their stasis. Just I get not wanting to change your thought patterns, because I'm from the Midwest, and that's a pretty easy default for me. Even just you just gotta try. I don't know. Anyway, Robin, you're gonna run a game. I'm gonna be a goat warlock. Wait, does that mean I have to be a tiefling?
You can be whatever you
What
want.
are you doing with
Be a
those horns?
satyr.
I'm not going to be a satyr.
Mm.
There's a joke.
I
there.
thought this was sound satirical.
I'm already horny enough? I don't know. I don't know.
You can have these. I don't think I'm being... I think I should
Well,
probably take a break after Cicera. I should probably not be just tieflings.
Tieflings are the best.
Tiefling all
Fight
the time.
me.
They are. I love them.
All right.
That's why I am a tiefling in real life.
Are you? I thought you were a
According to
Russian
Wiki,
spy.
Well, that is Lotova.
That is good.
Lotova is also a tiefling.
Yes.
Shh.
All right. Any last things before we hop into the game? We're only like 5 minutes over. That's pretty quick for us. All right. So, happy birth, everybody who is born today. Satyr has some nice benefits. If we can remember stats, we can do... Thank you! AJ Mary Bard. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you. Also, I've started including stats as like mid-roll stuff like that. Be a centaur. Only if I'm allowed to ride on other horses. Because technically... I can't. Way found that out that because you can ride anything that is a size category larger than you, and they made centaurs medium-sized creatures, and horses are large.
Only the playable race ones, because there are centaurs that are large.
There are no large player character races.
Yeah.
So you can just ride horses as a centaur.
Mm.
That's how you get more centaurs.
Yes.
That would look zesty. All right, Caitlin, can you scoot slightly to your left?
Yes.
Yeah, you're just... Or wait, maybe to your... Yeah, that way. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, Talfrin is centered. Very zen.
Maha. Perfect.
All right, and with that, I think it's time for us to head back into game. I just flicked over to a bunch of horse pictures. I don't know. I was Googling horses. Just don't ask. It's not worth it.
Probably for the car.
It was for the car. That's why I said it wasn't worth it. It was pretty obvious. Don't be gross. And yeah, one sec. I'm just gonna pop some music on. How is everybody doing? Everyone is good. Time to head back into D&D. Is everybody psyched for the last like half hour of game?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good we're getting back because I definitely feel the energy like...
Energy levels are dropping.
Yep.
No, you've got this. It's fine. It's fine.
Only having 2 days a week where I actually have an evening does take a toll.
I have a
Because it's like from Tuesday to Saturday, I'm busy from 6 a.m. until like 11 to 12 at night, every night from Tuesday to Saturday.
That's rough, buddy.
Ah!
You did this to yourself.
But I need money.
This is true. Okay. It's night in the city. Oh, sorry, that's not how I should do this. I should do it like this. Hello and welcome back to the Reign of Emrys here on Dork Tales. I can feel the energy draining from me too. So hey. All right. Hello and welcome back to Dork Tales. This is the Reign of Emrys, and when last we met, the characters were speeding through the city. I would like to hear. Very, can you give me a couple of drive checks?
Yeah, how many do you want?
I want 3. Does anybody have any spells that would help this? Or help you avoid unwanted advances?
I got a 14, a 17, and a 19.
14, 17, 19? Okay,
Question.
yes.
So as because we're still on the same day as like several sessions ago, I could cast darkness around us. Would that help? Or would that make it easier to follow the glowing ball of nothing?
That would help.
Okay. I question if it would...
Doesn't it also blind
cool,
us?
it does work and moves with us. It's a 15-foot radius, so I guess I'll choose like the back half of the car.
Yeah.
So there's only like 5 foot of the like horses sticking out of the front. So Ivy can cast that to help.
Okay. So, trailing a cloud of darkness behind you, you and Talfrin probably climb back into the vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, it's a 50-foot radius, so it's 30 feet. Yeah.
You can have it. You can have it basically hanging off the back bumper, giving you some cloud cover. As you climb back in, you're speeding through the streets. The old cobblestone roads yielding to the deft maneuvering of Veritrix in the front seat. What is the plan, Veri? Is anybody talking? Anybody doing anything as you are driving? Trying to avoid people. You're going to crash through the side of one of the streets. With that 15, your back bumper is going to slam into someone's car. So you're going to hear, my rutabagas!
Who's thinking we should probably ditch the car?
I'm thinking if once we get enough distance between us, yes. And
After
I
the
don't think
distance.
the bar is a great idea.
Oh, but I happen to think that why don't we go to the Halfling District? Nobody thinks to check the Halfling District.
That's
Okay.
true.
True, I actually hadn't considered
My
the
mom was
halfling
always
district.
hoping that I'd bring home someone nice one day.
I don't think this is what she
I
meant.
guess you get us instead.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, apologize to her for us.
Yes. But yes, I
Anyway,
believe that's.
I mean,
a
I
good
don't feel like
idea.
you have to apologize on my behalf, but
Or mine, but
Either way,
Okay, regardless.
let's go say hi to my family. They're nice. And so I guess we'll stealth check.
All right, so abandoning the car in a cloud of darkness. Why don't you go ahead and I'll make a stealth check to see if you can make it through. You'll be parking next to one of the side districts nearby and making your way down through the Halfling district, a ramshackle shanty town, more or less, where the buildings are leaning against each other. The bricks are very well set, but kind of fusing together above about 5 feet on the ground, creating all of these like labyrinthine tunnels for you to work through and mill your way through. You'll actually, as you were going through here, it's night, and you're being pursued by Imperials. So I'm going to actually say that... okay, that is going to be 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys have passed your roll. You abandon the car, taking all of your items with you and moving through the streets. Now, the streets here are leaning over each other. Nearby, you have the sound of various urban creatures. Rats scuttle in some of the drainage ditches. Above you, an owl eyes them hungrily and swoops down almost silently, and you'll hear squeak squeak as one of them is pulled up into its final demise and the owl's waiting gullet. You make your way through the back streets, cutting a swath. Fires burn in barrels at the corner of alleys, and halflings stand warming their hands on the cold evening. Nearby, in one of those barrel fire circles, those of you who are attentive will hear the sound of a rich voice leading a sermon. And so it is on nights like this that we reach deep into our hearts and give thanks to Brig for the warmth of community and love. For in Brig's word, may the light shine within, and may the warmth nourish and guide. In the light we trust, in the light we trust, they all repeat. As you are moving, some of the halflings do notice you and keep an eye on you as you're walking through. But you seem to lose the Imperial tail behind you.
Anyone who's like looking particular, any halflings that Veri sees that are looking like suspicious, she's just gonna perk up and go, "Hi."
Make me a persuasion roll.
That is going to be 15.
15? One of them who looks at you is going to kind of give you a wrinkle-browed look above like this set of mutton chops and like kind of long brown hair that kind of comes down in a tangle. Hi.
Just passing through.
strange company you got there, lady.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? But they're mine, so...
Yeah, you can have them.
Well, have a good night. Bye. And she can continue leading on.
Weird.
Anyone noticing Very is noticing that her demeanor is completely different than what it usually is.
Huh. Strange.
I think as we're walking, Ivy is gonna again take one of her vials out of her bag, and she's gonna drink the percipient potion, so to give me advantage on wisdom ability checks and disadvantage on charisma.
That's gonna leave her hood up and try and make sure that any like sigils and stuff are covered.
Okay.
I think Leiden is similar with hood up, but I think she's trying to make her like symbol of the orphan a little more obvious. That's not hidden in this case.
Halfrin is literally just walking. He's not hiding anything.
I figure
Also, he
like
does have
Claudette
his
may
coat
have been
on,
like
but
advertised by
I
this
left it
point
away.
as like a traitor sort of thing. So as one of the more visible ones that they probably have images of, potentially. Or at least covering the sigil, because Belmont is pretty obvious in that area.
Oh man. Hey you.
You talking to?
So a young, a very lightly, like very like springy halfling teen is going to approach. Has kind of like grayish tone to his skin with kind of curly hair that matches, kind of like that kind of like almost lavender hair, kind of like well, we don't have it on screen right now, but kind of like a slightly lavendery gray shade of hair. Only about 2'11", maybe 3 feet tall. With kind of like a squinty, ruddy complexion around his nose. Hey,
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
Sorry, not you, lady. You're Talfrin, right? The Smasher.
Smasher.
Yeah, you totally smashed that guy down at Sal's. I saw that fight.
Right.
Oh, Tal, bringing your reputation wherever you go.
Hey, if it's not too much trouble, I'm a bit of a collector. Can you sign this? And he'll pull out a bloodstained handkerchief.
Oh, for you, absolutely. And he will do the most illegible scroll in the world. It kind of looks just kind of like a squiggle.
Okay.
It's absolutely he has no formal signature. It's just squiggle.
This swiggle. All right.
Just like
Oh man, that's so cool.
There you go. That's for you.
Thanks. The guy that you fought before, the Goliath?
Yeah.
He'll reach into his shirt and pull out a small leather bag dangling from a cord. I managed to keep some of his teeth.
What a good souvenir.
I know.
He's gonna pat him on the back.
He
Quite
touched
hard,
me.
actually.
Oof. He touched me. He touched me. He touched me.
You have a good night now, and absolutely try to just leave the situation.
He touched me. He'll slump down into the alley.
You get that a lot, Talfrin?
You have a fan.
Actually, not very often.
Welcome
To
to
that
Halfling.
extent. To that extent. Hey, wait, where are we going, Barry?
Oh, we're going to my parents' house.
Lead the
It's
way.
about another about 6 blocks through this winding, ramshackle roadway. Now, as you're going, I would like, what's everybody's passive perception? That die is gone forever.
15
here.
Well, hopefully it's not a 4.
12.
Okay.
11.
Down 1.
Okay.
But Ivy is also definitely keeping an eye out as they're walking. That's why
Okay.
she
If you were
took the
keeping an
potion.
eye out, you
Yeah.
may do me a favor. And did I close the chat window? I did. You may make me a perception check if you are actively looking out. If you're focusing on
Yeah.
stealth. Okay.
Yeah. Because that's why she drank the potions, basically, to make sure she can be more perceptive. I don't... Oh, that's nice. That's going to be a dirty 20.
A dirty 20?
Mm.
Okay. You're being followed. You don't think so at first. You're about 6 blocks away by Very's count as she's kind of going. And then it was this way. She's not quite sure. It's actually been a while since she's been to her parents' house. Especially not at night and sober. So you're milling through. You've got about 3 blocks to go when you've confirmed it. There's a shape following you, darting from alley to alley. Keeping
It's not pinging her brand.
It is
right?
not. This is not V.
Okay.
And they're getting closer.
She'll slyly say under her breath, "We're being followed." I feel like we could stay behind. Try and lose and ambush.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's 2 ways: ambush or dart ahead. Ambush is probably the best option.
Yes.
Probably the best option.
Okay. I'd like everyone here, if you're planning to set that up, to make me a deception roll as a group.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. That's a charisma. Darn, that's a disadvantage for Ivy now.
14.
With one exception, Ivy, if you wanted to slink away from the group and try to ambush and like stealth, like while everyone else tries to stay as normal,
That's kind of what I was wondering about doing potentially.
you can do that then. Yeah, you can
Okay.
you can stealth back while everyone else kind of stays as normal. And I'm seeing Leedon's got a 20, Talfrin's got a 17.
Oh, that's a natural 20
Okay.
for 24 on my stealth.
I think Claudette was focused on like trying to keep herself covered and stealthy, so
Okay, so you can just kind of stay at the front of the group. So you're just not going to roll, so that's fine. Everybody else rolled really well. Ivy, with a nat 20, you're going to blend into the shadows enough that the rest of the party is going to continue as if nothing had happened. The figure is dressed in a hood from tip to toe, moving carefully between alleyways and shadows. But they're
I'm
making
guessing
progress.
at this point she probably she tries actually probably flies up onto the rooftops and trying to get an advantage point from above.
Okay.
If possible.
So they cut across one of the side alleyways and are coming directly up behind Talfrin. If you were going to do a drop and stop, this is probably the moment.
Perfect. I would love
The hooded figure reaches out a hand towards Talfrin's exposed neck. Talfrin, you can feel... Actually, one sec. You think you can feel a presence at your back as you try to play it cool.
I trust Ivy, though.
Okay. Ivy, what do you do?
I'm going to drop from behind and like place the dagger at this person's back and try and like
Okay. Make me an intimidation check.
intimidation. Oh, that's also charisma. Fucking
You can do it flat.
Ivy.
You can do it flat.
Can't? Okay.
You have a surprise dagger at someone's throat. That would be advantage.
Okay. That is, it's +0, unfortunately, for my intimidation, because my charisma ain't great. Someone brought me determination. Yeah, I'll use determination again, so that's gonna be 19.
Okay. The figure will stop, stock still as you land on the ground, pull the blade, and point it into its throat. What do you say?
Now. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I'm not going anywhere. I was just worried you wouldn't make it back.
Did Ivy recognize the voice?
You, sorry, I couldn't hear you from the floor. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, Ivy.
She's gonna like take the thing off, spin him around, and kiss him because she's just like, thank fuck.
Okay. Spinning the cloak around, you will see the hooded figure of Dirk. Dirk. What does he have a last name? He
No, he's always just been Dirk. I
Dirk
think.
Milos.
I
He did. You
not
named him
do-
Milos.
Oh, Milos. Yeah.
It was Dirk
that's
Milos.
it.
Of Dirk Milos, as Ivy is on again and then vanished from the story. Boy toy. So grabbing Dirk and probably pressing him against the stonework of the halfling wall.
Sorry, you're alive. Oh, we got ambushed and exploded and went to the future and back, and we have to save the world.
He's gonna
before...
kiss you and shut you up too.
Okay.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Time passes, and the rest of you are just kind of standing around there, watching this.
Can I make a survival check to get to my mom's house?
Yes, you may. So Leiden clears her throat.
Is that how we're taking out potential assassins now?
I mean, whatever works, right?
Sorry, I'm not an assassin.
I mean, that
I'm just.
stopped me in my tracks.
I wouldn't kill Talfrin? Probably.
On a side note, Dirk, great to see you, but I know exactly where I'm going now. I got an 18.
You got a what? I'm so glad you got an 18. I don't know what that means, but let's go where you're going. Can I?
What that means either.
Can I
Vera's
come?
been acting very strange. But you know, it's been a long night.
Okay, can I come too?
Yes.
I don't know,
Please.
Dirk. Can you?
Talfrin, shut up. Yes, of course. I mean, okay.
You may.
Thank you.
Well, she's nice, I guess. All right, let's go.
It's good to see you too. The whisper. And with that, the six of you and the slightly scuffed up and sooted but not damaged Crux will make their way down the street. I guess the 6.5 of you. Before long, you'll find yourself on the front steps of your house, Fairy. Can I get, let's see, anybody with a passive perception of 15 or higher are going to notice that, unlike the rest of the buildings around here, which are all, the Halfling District is very well worn. It's very well lived in. A lot of it's old. There's a lot of peeling paint, but people are loving. They take good care of the things that matter. Their flower boxes, the little fruit gardens that they have dangling outside of their windows above. Sometimes the doors have peeling paint and little swatches of scrapes and things like that. There are muddy tracks over door sills and things like that. But the door to your house, Very, is recently repaired. Very recently, in fact. As if the door was smashed in. What do you do?
Can I do a quick investigation roll to see if there's anything else out of the anything out of the ordinary other than
Sure,
that?
you can do a quick investigation roll. As you are doing that, you're going to hear behind you, kind of in a squeaky whisper voice, "When did you get wings?"
Remember how I said I went to the future? Then it's a very long story, and once we find a comfortable place to sleep for the night, I'll tell you everything, and I want to know how you got back here.
I caught a ride. Also, what's wrong with your mouth? Like, no offense, like it's very pretty, but what's the black? Are you? Is that's a weird looking? Did you get black out? Like, you have Can't Leiden heal that? Okay, I'm gonna shut up until we have time to talk about this.
Yeah, I've a lot to tell you. It's not all good, unfortunately.
When's it ever? Leiden, you're gonna hear all of this, obviously, and
He's pretending not to.
Okay.
But she's listening very closely.
I imagine so. Put it in your burn book. I'm assuming that you have one. All right, so Very, who actually I meant to address, and I said Leiden instead for some reason. Very, as you're looking around, you're going to see that there are some very large footprints on the door. Not on the door. It's, well, one on the door, and someone booted it in. But also, we just met our follower goal, 2,600 followers. Thank you so much, folks.
Nice.
Time to raise that again to 2,750. This has been a hell of a month, and I love you very much. No, we're going to go to 2,750 because let's push it to the limit. 3,000 is coming soon, baby. Seamless, but yes, we're using green screens. It's great. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. I really appreciate it. As you check the door, it looks like someone with a large foot, like a humanoid of medium size, probably kicked the door in at some point. It's tried to be cleared off, but there's some like scuffing from like the rubber insole, which the people that are using rubber here are basically Imperial ground troopers only. Everybody else is using like leather and wood. Back on the steps, you'll also see that there are some muddy footprints, as well as some oil that's been ground in what is obviously the tread of Imperial troop boots.
But it looks like it's been patched up since then.
I'd say this probably happened either earlier today or yesterday. Several hours ago, and the door's been repaired.
Very's gonna knock on the door.
A moment passes, and then the slightly wizened form of a halfling in late middle age will open the door. Describe your mother. And that is it Karina or Sarina?
Karina.
Okay, so Karina Solstar is behind the door.
And so she looks, Very looks extraordinarily like her mother.
Just kind of like she's got like more puffed out cheeks.
Yeah, she like her mom looks a bit more like halflingy. Bit rounder.
That's what halflings have kids. They just go and just like pop out.
Yeah, like bit rounder, but like very, all older obviously, but very, very similar to what Very looks like. And so so she opens the door.
She opens the door. About 3 inches. It's going to catch on a very thick chain on the inside. Actually, a pair, one at the top and one at the bottom. The door itself is only about 4 feet tall. So, hello.
Hi, Mom.
Veritrix. Thank the gods you're all right. Just one moment. And she's going to shut the door and pull the door open, and that is when all of you will see that she has a fairly decent sized black eye, and her left arm is in a sling.
And when she actually opens the door, it's when you'll see one of the first true displays of emotion that you've ever seen from Very, as she kind of like yells out, "Mom!" and like jumps in and trying to be as cautious as she can with the arm in the sling, gives her a giant hug.
It's good to see you. You gotta hurry, get inside, even the tall ones.
All right, come on.
May I take a look at your injuries? Leiden will offer as we go in.
Of course, that would be lovely.
So assessing this, like, how injured does she look?
She looks fairly battered.
Okay.
So she's got probably about a dozen points of bludgeoning damage on her, maybe more.
Okay, then I'm going to gently put a hand on her shoulder, and I'm going to use my 9 points of healing hands to, I believe it's 9 points, to heal her for a chunk of that.
Okay. That's great. So as you do that, she's going to rotate her wrist a bit and smile and shrug off the sling. Her face is still going to be a little bit puffy and bruised, where it was roughed up. But thank you, dear. That's very lovely. We're not followers of the orphan in this house, but much appreciated.
As Telfrin passes her, he's gonna put a hand on her shoulder, and still be like facing in the direction he's going. But he's gonna ask, "Who hurt you?"
Imperial investigators.
We'll kill them. And then he's gonna let go and go.
I wouldn't. Dear, watch your head. This
They'll
place
probably
is...
smoke it on something.
Yeah, just boom.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, does
Yeah.
anybody
Like
here have
Gandalf and
Gonna get
claustrophobia?
wrecked. Telfrin's not great with enclosed spaces, to be honest with you.
Okay, so this, I need you to picture the most claustrophobic bookshop you've ever been in. Now, mix that with a British home. So we're talking about, like, this is like, so Amy, you're upstairs area, but smaller and tighter, but with a roaring fireplace in one corner and a couple of very comfortable easy chairs. So like, you know that hallway outside of your room that has like books all the way to the ceiling on like
The alcove?
the alcove.
Yes.
It's like that, but
That
like
if we try and
worse.
put anything up there.
But it's that, but worse.
Okay.
So there
So
are
it's like my living room right now.
I can see
it's
that.
been a while, but yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I can see that.
So like stacks of leather tomes that are at least 5 feet tall. Now the ceiling in here is about 5'5", so
Cool.
all of you are
I'm
kind of like
constantly bending.
there are quite a few like chandeliers that are hanging low. Talfrin, you're gonna smoke yourself right on the side of like an ornamental helmet that is like sitting on top of a bookshelf. It's going to like fall off, and you're going to be able to catch it as you tune. But it's like it looks like the helmet for a kobold.
Oh,
It's got like a muzzle piece and everything.
He's gonna put it right back where it came from.
Yeah, halfling house.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize if the wings knock over anything. I'm still getting used to them.
Okay, so, Mom, what happened?
Well, they were looking for you, dear.
Of course they were. They're assholes.
Well, that's basically the story. They came looking for you. They caused a bit of trouble. They asked me some questions, and when I didn't know anything, which I haven't heard from you in weeks, so how could I know anything else? You know, I'm gonna say advantage. She got a nat 20 on the guilt trip.
Oh no, natural.
You're gonna take. That's gonna be 2d8.
Damage.
Actually, no, it's a crit, so that's going to be. That's 20 points of psychic guilt damage. Because she's like looks at you with like one tear in the corner of her like big blackened eye.
Oh wow, your mom's good at this.
She's better at it than I am.
Well, at least I have the hamster. Isn't that right, Calliope? A giant hamster. It's actually a guinea pig with in a hamster's body. It's a hamster that swallowed a guinea pig. Squeak is going to squeak from the corner.
Well, okay, there's a plot happening with the royal family. They're trying to destroy the world, and we're trying to stop it. And they don't want us to stop them from destroying the world. And it's
Tea?
this massive thing. And
Tea or coffee?
Oh, tea's fine. Please.
Don't stop on my account. Tea or coffee?
I'll take coffee. Thank you.
Veritrix,
How's the
don't
coffee?
stop on my account. Please continue. If this is urgent, I can make tea and coffee while we talk. Where are your manners?
Yes, of course. So basically, what happened is we ended up. Started out. We went to that telescope on the west coast.
Mm-hmm.
We discovered that there was an Imperial fort that burned to the ground. That some of the royal family was the Belmonts was at, and we thought they were dead because they were actually a good one. But then we ended up in a cave,
Yes,
and
Belmonts are quite questionable. I understand.
well, I mean, I know at least 3 good ones. And so we ended up in a cave with a magi that the Imperial Science Division had sent someone to kill, and also sent one of the Belmonts to kill, which Belmont, this is Claudette, and she's a Belmont.
She doesn't even seem to register that she just burned you. She's just like, here you go, have some tea. Pure and noble, whatever, have some tea. It's quite nice. It's very rich and comforting.
And so basically, we ended up in a cave. We found this person, and they were actually like exiled from the government because they were actually trying to prevent the world from being destroyed.
Cookies.
And
Oh, thank you.
the entire Imperial
These are good.
entire thing is actually just trying to
This is basically what I was gonna tell you, Dirk. So listen.
basically like to use the magical energy from the crucible to funnel a world-ending plague that's going to be started by what's her name, Lucia, when she becomes
The Maroviches.
the Mary. Yeah, when Lucia
Marovich.
I thought it
becomes
was Lucia, but all right.
when she becomes the Empress, because she's gonna prevent the rightful heir from marrying in to take control of the government. Lucia is gonna take control and unleash the Black Star Plague, and it's basically gonna create hell on Elos, and everyone's gonna die, and that's gonna happen in like 3 days.
Also, Lucia is my mother, and I also may have Black Star Plague, Dirk.
What? Dirk says.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's contagious
So-
yet.
We don't think it's contagious, but anyways, that's Ivy. She has Black Star Plague, and wings. She's really cool. The tall one is Talfrin, and he's just really awesome. And he's really good at a lot of things. And that's my friend Leiden, and she flies and is super strong.
I was created by a god?
Aren't we all?
No, because Lucia is like an evil god.
You
Entity.
continue rambling, and you feel like a calloused small warm hand on top of yours. Let me guess. You're going to try to do something to the crucible?
Yeah, basically.
And you came home because of my work on it?
Actually, we came home because we needed someone to hide out for a little bit while we figure out what to do.
But that is convenient.
I hadn't actually even thought of that. But that is convenient, yeah.
How fortunate.
No. They'll enjoy your cookies, and isn't that always the way? She smiles and looks up at, let's see. Smiles and looks up at Claudette and Leiden across the table. Children, they only come home when they need something. And I think we're going to call a game there for the night. Because that's the perfect mother line, and fight me.
It's great.
Really accurate.
Oh boy.
All right, so...
I just kind of did that to my mother.
Yep. And
No
Leiden's
accident.
mental flashback to last time her encounter with the orphan. Oh.
The orphan's not your mom, at least.
No, but a parent type thing. Creator.
I mean, when Talfrin goes to the Crucible.
Stop. Chill. You've been out.
To be fair, Leah, Ivy
fine.
has not gone back to her mother for anything. She accidentally drank her mother's blood.
Accidental. I love it as accidental.
But
And I
Talfrin's
failed the
also gonna
charisma.
help her.
I failed the charisma save on that. So
He's also gonna help her.
Folks, it has been fantastic to
become
play with y'all tonight.
Zombie.
Do you guys have some fun?
Yeah, that
Yes.
was
Oh
really
yeah.
good.
Well, that was good.
yes.
So
I like the car chase. That was good.
we've got theoretically
cartridge
2 games to wrap this. I think we can. We might need a third. I think we can do it in 2.
Okay.
So long as you create a big enough distraction. That is the important thing. Also, I will remind you, because it would have come up, if only you knew someone who could call in martial support from like an entire race of people that have fundamental issues with Emrys.
we talked about getting Z, right?
Yeah. Or was there someone else on
Zeet?
top of that?
No, it's probably Z.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of that, and then there was the
Also,
pirate captain.
the
We just haven't
pirates.
had a chance to,
Pirate
do
captain.
sending because it takes like 10 minutes to do, and we've kind of been on the move.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have some sway with the whole ass Crucible.
So we
just
have
saying.
Dirk here.
You got Dirk.
But yeah, so Zeet and maybe the pirates.
I'm so happy he's not dead.
Zeet was on the move, baby. It's all good. All right, so folks, that is going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. The dog is on stream, so that's good. Yay! Charlie's a level 20 dog, so it's pretty good. Well, I guess he's only level 8.
You could level him up.
Yeah.
I guess if he hit a milestone. So, folks, that is going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what we do here, give us a follow, give us a sub. And don't forget that on patreon.com/dorktales, you can get additional content and help support the stream directly in ways that help me survive my job dicking around with me. Because, my God, is it doing that? Yay. And now this is on camera, so hey, if you're watching. Quick reminder that backing the Patreon tier allows you to do things like invent gods and demons and things, such as the Black Star Plague, which came in courtesy of Shulton. Also some great things like the god Lys, who came in to help out courtesy of DM Mike. And also, don't forget that the new game set in XLR is featuring a creature god thing created by Jade that's going to be fantastic. So there's a lot of other tiers as well that give you like access to like bonus content and podcasts and stuff like that. We try to keep most of our stuff open source so that you don't have to pay for it, but unfortunately, I'm a material girl, so here we go.
No, it's just we're living in a material world.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, good. I was
That's
worried.
what
I had
it is,
I had a
right?
crisis of self for a second because I'm pretty I'm pretty macho. So, and then I also wanted to say a quick thank you to the 2 princes of the Patreon, Taryn and Buddy. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It really means a lot. Reminder, you should all go speak to the king. And that's going to be it from us tonight. We will see you.
Technically Empress.
Yes, sure. You go speak to the Empress. I wonder who that's going to be in
true.
2 episodes. Let's find out. Demons are a girl's best friend. We will see you next time. Good night, everybody.